Today. Happy Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, I guess you would say. Let me double check to make sure I am doing my thing there on the tube. I'm also streaming live on you. Hey, Jesse. Hello, my friend. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Seems like I just left here. Hello, Kid Joe. How are you? Seems like, hey, Lady Cat. How's everybody doing? Welcome into Gumby's Vibe Tribe. We're going to be doing today, we'll be talking to a lovely lady from Canada by the name of the Red Rooster, my friend Kim. Hey, Nurse One, how are you, friend? Thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me. I haven't had a chance to talk to her the last few minutes, so hopefully she's still on track. But we'll start continuing on. I think she was going, hey, Tiger Lily, how are you, friend? Does that make you gum bets? It might. You never know, right? It might make you gum bets. It can make you whatever you want to be, friend. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to be, and you can do what you want to do. It was a good one. It was. It's really weird, to be quite honest with you. It's really weird to be. I always consider myself just a regular guy. Gumby and the Gumbettes. All we need now is a drummer, right? We need a drummer. We're looking for a drummer. Who's going to play the drums? I've always considered myself just a regular dude. Hey, Jay Lady, a regular dude just hanging out. And I know I do too. Gumby and the Gumbettes. Kid Joe, you going to be our drummer? You can be our drummer. Because Lord knows I'm not a singer. All right, there we go. We got a drummer. Now we need a bass player. We need a bass. Who's going to be the bass player? Oh, my gosh. But I was saying, I've always considered myself just to be a regular guy, a regular dude. So I'm trying to readjust my camera here to get it ready for the long haul. I feel when Kim comes in, we're going to talk and talk and talk and talk. So here we go. That's a little bit better, I think. Like I said, I always consider myself to be a regular guy. There she comes. There's the Red Rooster. Hello, my friend Kim. Let me get you in here, friend. There she is, the Red Rooster. We're going to allow her to co-host. Make sure I get the right person. There we go. There she is. And 3, 2, 1.
Hang on. I got to move you guys down a bit. Ooh, there we go. That's better. Hi. How are you all doing?
Hi, girl.
Hi.
How was the move? Okay, I guess I know, right?
We're not done.
What, Jesse? Those are my favorite glasses too. They look.
I have others. I have one specifically for somebody.
They look animated to me. They look like they're drawn on, right?
Yeah, they are supposed to be looking like that. And then there's these ones that go better with my gray. But yeah, that. I do like these ones. I do like these ones. Magic, but I have one saved in case somebody pops in who asked me about my glasses today. So I messaged her and said I would switch glasses, but I have glasses specifically for her that I've never worn on Whatnot yet. So there you go.
No. Who is it?
Yeah. It's Mamarazzi, but I think she knows.
Okay. Now, hopefully she'll come in and we get to see the glasses you've never worn on Whatnot before.
There we go. Mamarazzi finds new glasses just for you. I can't spell. Glassware, glass is for you. I can spell hard things. There we go. Okay. So if she pops in, someone sees her. Thank you, Afternoon Antico. You got a show to do soon. Everyone follow Afternoon Antico.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
She's Kylie's gonna have to leave for a few minutes, and then she's got I think a 20-minute ephemera show. So guys, if y'all wanna bust out of here while we're doing it and go to her show for 20 minutes, by all means. By all
the ephemera. Get addicted on ephemera.
Buy it all. So here we go. Let's introduce our guest here. I'm trying to remember how I met you. I think I met you during the big show. I call it the big show. We won't go into details about what it's all about, but the big show, which was about a year ago.
It was.
I think I did it in May of last year.
Yeah.
Around this time.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just too modest to say what you were doing.
Yeah, we're not
Which
gonna.
is
Yeah,
just
I'm not
raising
gonna.
money for a family in need because you're awesome and you donated a ton of money, your own stuff, all of it. You sold so much and you're just amazing. So
Well,
how
thank
could I
you.
not feel like you were someone I wanted to be friends with?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But it's not.
Right?
This isn't about me. But I just when we met,
Fine.
um, and our
It is
relationship has.
always about you
Yeah,
because you're awesome.
It's not about me. It's our relationship has grown, and I'm telling you, Kim is I'm an okay dude. Thank you. Kim is an amazing person. Kim is an amazing. Hey, Lisa, Lazari. Yes, I struggle. I struggle with that. I don't. How do
You
I?
gotta put your fingers down. You're making like some sort of
I
tent.
know.
Here,
I'm
wait,
doing this.
what is it? Here's the church.
Church. Here's the
No, here's the
steeple.
church, and here's the steeple, and here, and then
Open
look
your
at all the
hands and here's
people.
all the people, or something like that, right? I never could
People.
do that either.
Yeah,
That's like that thing
you
you
just did
did,
it
whatever
so
that was. I
clearly.
never could do that. All the girls did it. I always wanted to do it because I always wanted to hang around the girls, but I never could figure it out. Welcome in, ladies. Tag along. How we doing, friends? But anyhow, back to Kim. Um, I met Kim, and
Hi, Jen.
I had a hard time right at first because Kim's name is the Red Rooster. Okay, I struggle with names. Okay, that's one thing I struggle with. Until I know you and can put a name with a face, or you've been in my show several times, that kind of thing. I kept thinking, well, the Red Rooster. Hey, Jen, that's a dude, right? That's a roo. That's got to be a dude, right? So I struggle with that
It's
for
a
the
dude.
longest
It's a dude.
time.
It's okay. A lot of people still do. They'll be like, the Red Rooster. He knows what he's talking about, and I'll be like, yep, he does.
He sure
He
does.
does. I don't care about gender. Whatever. Call me whatever you
But
want.
however, I found out that she got her name from the Red Rooster from your father. Is that correct? Your father's
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell
My
us
dad
about that.
was the
Yeah.
Red Rooster.
Yeah. Tell us
Yeah,
about that.
so my dad was an avid collector of everything. He was really into cars to start with, and then he got into antiques and he got into clocks and he started collecting, and then he taught himself how to fix antique clocks,
Right.
how to repair them, how to clean them. And then he started building his own clocks, and so I don't know exactly when he started the Red Rooster, but it was around the time I was born. So it's over 50 years now. He didn't have like a physical store until later on. He was one of those in the basement, like I am now, in the basement type people. So we did weekends were spent in church halls and community centers and school gyms, selling his handmade clocks, or going to antique little markets where he'd put up a booth with his antique clocks. And mom would have crafts and I would make crafts with her, and so she would sell the crafts, and they usually sold better than the clocks, to be honest, because dad priced everything pretty high because he never really wanted to get rid of anything. So
I feel
the
you. I get
prices
it.
were pretty
Yeah.
high. We had in the basement of our house in Guildwood, shout out to anyone who's from Scarberia, he had all the clocks set up, so if somebody came to look at all the antique clocks and the clocks that he made, he had them all set up, and of course most of them were on chimes, and so he had them all so that they were all perfectly timed, so they would all go off at the same time
Geppetto, right?
every
Geppetto.
hour, and the half hour. Hey, Stace. So yeah. so, but then my mom rebelled and said that she had really had enough of hearing it day and night, because it is day and night, and it was pretty loud, because you could imagine like 30 clocks in a small basement room in the 1970s kind of echoed all the way up to the top floor. So yeah. So then he had to take out the pendulums and not wind them up, and but he loved his clocks and he loved his cars. He was big into cars. And so then he decided, in the late 70s, he bought the base and part of an engine. So basically the chassis and an engine, but it wasn't complete. Someone had taken it apart of a 1928 Model A coupe.
Okay.
We already had the 1930 Model A Ford 2-door with the I can't even speak the word now, but there was a humpback, so you could sit in the back. But it was outside.
What do you call that?
I can't even remember now.
A trundle seat.
No, it's like a jump seat, but okay. I can't remember what it's called. Not trundle. Anyways, it'll come to me, or someone will remember what it's called.
Hey, Dover.
Because I used to ride in that as a kid. We used to go down to the States and go to all these conventions. Hey, Dover. So he decided that he was going to. He was already the president of the Model A Ford Owners Association of Canada. Now, this was like late 70s, early 80s. So these were only like 50-year-old vehicles. Right? So this would be like somebody owning a 70s car now. They were only 50-year-old vehicles. So they were called antique. Really
early cars though.
Right. Yeah, they were early cars, so they were considered antique because back then, if it was 50 years or older, it was antique. So he was part of this association, and then he was president, and then he decided with this 28 coupe that he was going to build it all with completely original parts. Down to like the little bits, and I actually have. And this is the manual that this is not the actual one because there's like he made a ton of reproductions to sell. So this is the parts list. And we would go to Hershey, Pennsylvania every October, which sounds really exciting if you've been to Hershey and you've seen the theme park, but they close. They close after Thanksgiving.
Right.
And we would go after Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. They would close after Canadian Thanksgiving. So we would go after Canadian, which is in October. So they would already be closed. And so it was not exciting as a kid. There was the little chocolate tour ride, which is kind of neat. And everything smells like chocolate everywhere you go. That was good. And I got to eat a lot of chocolate. But I've been to Hershey at least a dozen times or more in my life. And I never actually went into the theme park itself because it was always closed.
No, it's closed.
But he would take this with him. He would take this with him and be like, okay, so I need this little piece right here, and that's number whatever. And he would like hunt around at this. There's a big market every year in October in Hershey in the fields. And it would always be rainy and muddy, and we would trudge through, and I would have my little red wagon that he would make me pull around because I was the help. That's why you have children, is so that they can help you get all this stuff. So every single year we went. That was our vacation. And then we might, if we had time, we'd go to Myrtle Beach. That was like the highlight, was to go to Myrtle Beach in October. I know you're not a big fan.
South Carolina in October the weather could be 70 degrees. It could be 20 degrees.
It could be lovely. It wasn't often. It was usually rainy, but it was warmer than Canada. So,
There you go. Right.
And it was a beach. No matter what, it was a beach. So, and they had hot tubs. They always had hot tubs. We stayed at the Queen's Motel or something.
In Myrtle Beach?
On Myrtle Beach, yeah. Somewhere I still have the postcard of the place. But yeah, so we went.
Do you have your dad's clock still?
I have some of his old clocks, and I have two of his. He has a grandchild clock that he made that's just around the corner down here. There's a grandmother clock. We did sell the grandfather clock. It was just too big and clunky, and wasn't. It was his first. It was the first one that he made. It was not his best. So I kept the grandchild, the granddaughter, and the grandmother clock. The grandmother clock's upstairs, and then I kept a carriage clock that he made. So the carriage clock's battery operated, so it's not as exciting, but it's pretty. Yeah, it's very pretty. Cool, though, hey, Sandra. Hey, Sue.
Yes, and welcome in, Josie Cat. Welcome in, Kim.
Yes, welcome in, everyone.
Yes, thank you all for coming. Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
talking about Pennsylvania, Hershey. So if you've already heard the story, don't give it away.
So yeah, and also thank you guys on YouTube. Welcome in. We are right now co-hosting Kim, the Red Rooster, that's on Whatnot and probably other multiple platforms. But she's an amazing person, and we're just getting to know her. We're asking her questions and all that kind of cool stuff. So of course, this is a resale platform, right? This is a resale platform.
Yep.
More on that. So the question has to come up. We know you went to these meets with your dad and sold the clocks and the crafts and kind of
Okay, I'll
stuff.
save it.
No, Kylie, we won't.
I'll save. Okay. So this Gumby, I'm putting this aside for when Kylie comes back, and so I can talk about life's most embarrassing moment that happened to me.
Oh, okay. We'll
It
wait on that.
involves
Yes, we gotta wait. Yes, we can't say nothing good. We can't say nothing good for the next 20 minutes.
We'll say absolutely nothing exciting. Everybody leave now and go to Kylie's show, and then come back later.
And guys on YouTube, if you don't know, I'm streaming on YouTube as well, so I'm trying to keep up with the chat on both. Yeah, Jesse, come on back. Come on, I appreciate you. Ryan, the person I'm talking to is Kim. She's from Canada. She's a Red Rooster. And thank you. Hello, Josh. Hello, Ryan. Jettison. What in the Amish nation is going on in here? So he picked up on the Pennsylvania
the
stuff.
Hershey.
So
we stayed in Ephrata. Pennsylvania, which I discovered the antique market that I went to all the time as a kid is the Green Dragon, but I never remembered a Green Dragon in front of it.
And the Green Dragon, that's the one that
Albert and everybody was at.
And the gang went to last week.
I know, and I'm like, that's my antique market from when I was a kid. I have a Coke bottle that's still full that I bought there in like 1982. And it was a 1977 commemorative bottle of Coke that was full, and the man made me like pinky promise that I wasn't going to drink it because other kids were buying it and drinking the Coke, and he was very mad because he had saved these crates of the commemorative Coke that was only like 5 years old at the time, and the kids were buying it for like $1. It was $1. It was $1 US, which was a big deal back then. That was a lot for a bottle of pop. And I was like, I had to be like, I was 10, and I'm like, I promise. I know it's a collectible. I'm 10 years old, but I know it's a collectible because I would be let loose in that antique market because we would stay. We stayed in Ephrata, which is not extremely close to Hershey. One, because it was cheap, and two, because the motel was right by the antique market, so we could literally I think we had to go up and down over something, and then I could walk from the motel to the antique market, and I would take off in the morning while they were still, I don't know.
But that's back when you could let your kids go do stuff.
Yeah, and I started a whole collection of political buttons at that antique market.
That's cool. You still have your collection? You still collect them?
I have most of my collection. Yeah, I got some. Yeah. I bought some Kennedy buttons that were considered old back then, and then I bought new buttons at the time. Right? So I got my Reagan buttons. They're all from Ephrata.
That's
my
cool.
Reagan.
I think you picked up a couple buttons off me a few weeks back. I think.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. They're really good.
Really good. Good, and you got a good deal. So I'm happy about that. Yeah. So there you go. All right. So what? I know you did all this as a kid. So did that ingrain it into you to be a reseller, or did you take a break and do other stuff and then come back to reselling?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, I always collected.
Right.
But obviously, I went to university. I got a degree in English with a minor in history, because the history, I can never go away from the history of things. I want to know everything about things. So history fascinates me. So I went and I worked in the nonprofit sector, and then I worked in politics for a while, believe it or not. And then one day I was, when you do those reevaluations of your life, and I was like, I miss
every day.
I was like, my mom had moved in with me. We had a house that she lived in with me, and I was like, we were looking at all these things that had been collected, right? And we're moving it. And I was like, gosh, like we had to do auctions. And I felt like I missed the auction. I was always going to auctions in between. And I started like doing sort of low scale reselling where I'd go to auctions, buy box lots on the Friday night. I'd collect them all month, and then I'd have like a big garage sale because you were only allowed one garage sale or yard sale a month in our municipality. So I'd have like one big garage sale that was all like box lots. So I'd buy a box lot for $1, sell all the stuff for like $10. Bada bing, bada boom, right? And it's addicting. It's addictive. So that was like 07. But I was still doing the politics and the nonprofit stuff. And then I don't know, there was something that just hit, and I was in the politics mostly, and I went, I don't like this anymore. And I think I want to start doing, I started seeing online auctions, and I was like, I think I want to start doing that, but I want to be an auctioneer. So like, first I went and I took appraiser school. So I went and became a personal property appraiser.
And are you still at?
I trained. And the training doesn't go away. So yeah, I'm still trained for it.
Certifications required or no?
It's not the same as in the US. It is not like the US. So we just do personal property, not real estate. So just personal property.
Right.
So hello, Free Willy. Yeah, so it was just personal property. So, when you have to evaluate as a state, or someone has a divorce and you need to evaluate all the stuff so they can fight over it, that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's the sort of thing. And then it happened that the president of the Auctioneers Association was there, training at the same time as me. And I said to him, like, I really would like to do auctions, and I want to do the online auctions. And he goes, well, you don't need to, like, in Ontario, where I'm from, you don't need to actually go to school to be an auctioneer. You can just call yourself an auctioneer, which is not what it's like in the States. In most of the States, it's not like that. But nobody succeeds unless you've got the training, right? Nobody really succeeds. Yeah. You can try it, and there are people who are now doing it online and just buying wholesale lots and then reselling it online and hoping for the best, right?
Or you grew up around it. You didn't need the training because you were trained your whole life.
I already knew how, like, now I had professional training in appraisals, so I felt more comfortable with that. But I had always been around buying and selling and antique markets and thrift stores and knowing what to look for, all that kind of stuff. I don't know why that's going off. Sorry. Sorry. There you go. So suddenly an ad appeared on the website that I was working on. So yeah, so it just sort of, it evolved into, I started an online auction business, and I had that up and running for quite a while. I invested a lot of money, and then I got sick. I got married and I got sick. So sometimes I say that I'm allergic to my husband. But basically,
that happened to my wife when I got married. She got sick.
No, which one?
Oh, easy now.
Oh, the first one.
Easy now. That's funny.
So, yeah. So I wasn't able to do it anymore, and then Mom started to have dementia symptoms, and the pandemic hit, and then all of a sudden I needed to take care of her. So I had already been working slowly to get my health back, which is a really long slog if you have the condition which I have, which is like chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia together is a nice little combination. So it's like you can't over-exercise, but you can't under-exercise. You have to find the perfect middle, which you never can. And you got enough sleep, but not too much sleep, and yada yada.
And how long did that go? And do you have that under control now?
I mean, it's not completely under control. I need to rest. Like, when I said to you, I got to have a nap now. Like, I literally, otherwise I would not be alive right now. To talk to you, I'd be dead flat. I spent about 3 or 4 good years, like, just basically on the bed or the couch. And that's it. Yeah. Watching a lot of Netflix. but not chilling. No Netflix and chill, just Netflix. You have Fibro too. Fibro
Yeah,
warriors.
I can't do
You
that.
can. You just did it. You just there. You
Is
go.
that it?
See, Gum,
Is that it?
Gum. You're doing it. You're doing it.
My
Everyone help
arthritic
Gumby.
hands struggle.
Yes, you can. You got man hands, but you can do a heart.
I got tiny
You have
hands.
love
I
as well.
do.
Oh my
I
gosh.
got tiny hands.
There's a lot of people that I know who. Oh, thank you, Game Dad. There's a lot of people that I know on Whatnot and on other resale platforms who love. I mean, maybe it's the resale stuff, because there's a lot of people with fibro and chronic fatigue who are also in this community. I guess because it gives us an opportunity to do it when we feel okay, and
Right.
then when we're not feeling okay, it's okay, especially on Whatnot, right? If I overdo it and I have a bad week, I know that with Whatnot, I'm not going to get penalized by the platform,
Right.
right?
By not
Like the
having
platform,
a show. If you back
yeah.
away for a little bit,
I
you can
mean,
back away for a little bit.
consistency is important on Whatnot to
Right.
succeed, but I'm not doing it as a full-time job right now. So
Right.
it's
The
for
app
me, it's,
doesn't penalize you, but the overall success may dip
yeah, I'll have a
for a bit.
dip,
Yeah.
but there's a level of also forgiveness within the community, right? People get it, and they'll still get alerts when you go live if they
Right.
follow
Right.
you. So they'll just, they may forget you for a bit, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the Red Rooster's on. Okay, I'll click on that. I
Yeah.
feel like listening to the Red
Let's see
Rooster
where
show.
she's been all these months or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
what the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck is she doing? So hey, Angelini, Bruce County Collector. Wait, hang on.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm waving in your general direction, Bruce County Collector. There you go. He's that way. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of Whatnot, is that it's
Agreed. Yep.
forgiving. Hello. It's forgiving about when I'm not feeling the greatest because of
Right.
my condition.
Yeah, you're true. The people that truly care for you and truly love your shows will return.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And
Yep, I agree with
and
that.
the people in between too.
Yeah.
Will just, because it pops up, right? The app will still give you a notification if you've signed on to get notifications for somebody's show.
Agreed. Yep.
But so, I mean, I can do as much or as little as I'm able to. So there's some weeks where you'll see my shows get all pushed, and that's because, I mean, I'm
Well,
looking after my mom
your
with
mom as
dementia.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I try to be like, for sure, Monday night shows, unless I'm really, really in pain or mom's really, really bad. I do my Monday night seller chat because I really enjoy that. And I try to do one other show during the week, but sometimes mom's really bad. We're currently on mom's got severe dementia now, and so I find that we're trying to like adjust her medication to try and get her anxiety down as low as possible, because it's tough it's tough for her to be the person with dementia too, not just me. Like,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
stressful on me,
It's two-way
but it's,
street. Sure.
I mean, I think that I will feel good about doing it when she's gone. It's just tough in the moment.
Yeah.
And I think anybody who says that caregiving is easy, I don't know. They must have a lot of help.
Well,
I have like
you're gonna
an
look
hour a week.
back. You're gonna look back and
Guys.
realize that you did what was right. That you did what you
Yeah.
needed to do at the time. So yeah, you should. You won't. I don't believe you'll have any regrets whatsoever. I admire the heck out of you for doing that. I do. Again, I've never been put in that situation. I hope I never do have to get put in that situation. But I hope I can react the same way you reacted for your mom, that if I needed to. You know what I'm saying? I hope I
Yeah.
can. I think it takes a. If you look at it, it's the full circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she changed your diapers,
Yep. Now it's my
and
turn.
now it's your turn. So I mean,
Literally. Yep.
it is what it is. And you're right, Big Country Finds. I'm hoping that, and I think people in general that are good people will do that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there ever be anybody that won't. I mean, are there going to be situations where they can't? That's where
Yeah.
it gets tricky. That's where it gets tricky.
I mean, I have that privilege.
Right.
I do have that privilege, and that really is from generation, my grandparents' generation, passing down that money that was then invested that then we can now use so that I don't have to work full time. My job is looking after her, and I can still eat and survive, right?
Right.
So, and look after mom. So that's a privilege that a lot of people do not have. They are not able to do that. Because I mean, we had to get a bigger house because she has a wheelchair. You have to have the right bathroom. You have to have the right setup. We had to buy an elevator for outside. Like, we had to do a lot of things. A lot of money had to be spent to make this happen. But I think it was the best thing for her. She was really anxious. We tried the retirement home, and she was just so anxious, and she was confused all the time, and that really upset her because she felt really like she didn't know where she was supposed to go and what she was supposed to do from one second to another. And then they had these loudspeakers going on all the time announcing things, and so
Yeah. And
she
she's
was
like, "What's
that.
that? What's that?" You know.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, and then she couldn't figure out the television, and then she doesn't know how to use the phone. And like, one time she called me on my cell phone to tell me that she couldn't find my number to call me. And I was like, "But you're talking to," and she's like, "No, I can't find your number to call you. I don't know how to call
Wow.
you."
Yeah.
And then other
That's a
times I
crazy
watched her on the
disease.
video. I'd call her and I'd be like, "Pick up the phone, mom." And because I had a video camera to watch her, when we weren't living together, and she was at the condo by herself, and she would pick up the remote control and start pressing buttons to try and answer and she couldn't understand why the phone was still ringing because she had the phone in her hand as far as she was
So she
concerned.
thought,
It
right?
had
Yeah.
numbers on it, right?
Yeah.
So she kept pressing it, and the TV would change, but so the channel would change, and then she'd get distracted by that, but then the phone would keep ringing, and it was just too distressing for her. And then the retirement home it wasn't the right fit, but she wasn't considered bad enough to go into a long-term care home, and I really don't want to put her in there until I
Do
really
you
can't take
have
care of her
to?
anymore.
Do you have
Yeah,
to?
because
And
they'll say,
like
"Oh, they have so many activities." What? No, mom is going to get so distressed by it all. She's beyond that point now. She can't
yeah.
she doesn't want to do any activities. She doesn't want to do crafts. She can't even do, like, we have Animal Farm dominoes that I bought for her, and we used to play that because you just have to match up the
Animals, not the
animals.
numbers, right? Yeah.
She can't do that anymore. So,
So
which is just like,
she's
she
digressing,
yeah,
obviously.
she can't match a chicken with a chicken. I mean, we were the Red Rooster, so I mean, how can you not match a chicken with a chicken? We have chickens
Like
everywhere in the house.
like Jet on YouTube says, if you have dementia and you know it, you need to start writing yourself notes. And he said, we're in the age of videos, so that too. Now the question is, when you start getting dementia, do you know it?
Like,
Cobra, come in. We're actually in the chat show right now, friend. I don't have any coins, but I may have some coming in the near future. But yeah, if you have dementia, do you know it? Did your yeah, or take it, Cobra. Did your mom realize that she had it? Did she realize it at all, or does she know now, or what? I'm curious. So Jen says her mom knows it. Kim, and Kim's gone. She got frozen. All right, let's see if we'll get her back. Yeah, I don't.
oh,
There she is. She's back.
sorry, I don't
You
know
all
what
right?
happened. It keeps.
You froze for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
know. I
froze
was
for a
like, "Am
minute.
I frozen? Are you frozen? Somebody's frozen. I don't know who's
Somebody's
frozen.
frozen.
There's a freeze going
So
on."
yeah, so Jen's addict's mom knows she has it. So I can't imagine. Uh, and and your
It's
dad,
Stacy.
Stacey Lou says his dad knows he has cognitive issues. So
It
so
depends
tell
on their
me,
attitude towards it too, right? So
right?
my mom had polio when she was 4. So she was in the hospital for a year, and in 1950, when she came out of hospital at the age of 5, the world then thought that if you had a physical disability, your brain didn't work. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
people treated you like you were you had cognitive challenges when you just had physical challenges.
Yep.
And Mom did struggle in school, especially with spelling, because she was always in and out of hospital getting surgeries done on her legs to try and make them
But she
work
didn't have any
better.
problem mentally. She was just
No,
behind because she was missing
she was
classes.
behind. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was behind. And I mean, she was always much better at math than I ever was.
Hey, Peter.
So yeah, I mean, her attitude towards having cognitive issues was that no way in heck, and how dare you say so. And
Right.
so it wasn't until like it had to get to a crisis point before she had no choice but to accept that it was
Right.
time for me to take
Wow.
over. Right?
Wow.
Like she just refused, and we did not have a family doctor that would listen to me. He saw her for 10 minutes a year, because that's the kind of healthcare you get in Canada for free. It's free. So if you end up in the hospital, you will not have to mortgage your house. So there's that. But he wouldn't listen. And I went in with her and said, she's having problems. She has memory problems, because there's medication you can take to help slow the process down.
Right. Right.
And so it's not for everybody, but it does work for a lot of people. So I was like, there's medication. We could slow this down. We could preserve her brain. She could be more active for longer. And he was like, well, no, she looks fine to me. Sounds fine to me. And I'm like, you ask, like, how are you doing, Barb? She could answer questions like that
Fine.
because she
Yeah.
would jibber jabber. Like, she would just jibber jabber. Her favorite phrase was, oh, and the world just keeps spinning. Oh, do you know what day it is today? Oh, I'm old. I don't pay attention to that anymore. Yeah, okay. She was a calendar queen. Like, she had a calendar in her purse, that she'd pull out, the purse
Right.
calendar. She knew about everything that was going on at any moment, had it all up in her head. And then she also had it on paper so she could write it down just in case she forgot. And that all went away. So, yeah, free healthcare is not all it's cracked up to be. It's yeah, I guess it's a perfectly
But is there a
imperfect
good?
system.
There is no good system.
There's
Unfortunately,
no
there's
if
no good
somebody
system.
To be honest, I would rather have the system we have than this state system. And that's just because I have heard of too many people who have gone into hospital and not been able to afford to keep their home because
I
they
can
have
tell you
medical
my
bills to
story. I
pay.
can tell you my story.
Yeah.
I have a story too. Is when it comes to finances, it's about 12 years ago. That's what got me into doing this. 12 years ago, I was involved in an accident that put me out. I almost lost everything, even with insurance. I almost lost everything I had.
Yeah.
I had to build it back. I had to start over. I'm 60, almost 60 years old. So
Almost. Not quite.
almost. So, so yeah, there's that. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
right about that. Now, did I get good care? Yes, I got good
Hmm.
care. I thought I got good care anyhow. So, um, so there, it's one of them.
There's nothing perfect. It's like
Yeah, it's nothing
democracy.
perfect.
There's it there's no perfect democratic system except for the alternative,
Yeah,
right? Which is what
I
Winston Churchill said. Democracy is an imperfect system, but it's better than the alternative. Just like
agree.
I think
Agree.
I would rather have universal healthcare for the world personally, but then it all costs in the end.
It
Somebody
all
pays for
costs.
it.
It all costs. Right. So
Yeah. But I would rather somebody who worked hard to get their home gets to keep their home and doesn't have to sell their home in order to pay for
agreed.
or
Yeah.
to pay for their family's care, right? Like if a
Right.
family member gets sick, you hear all the time they sold the family home so they could keep grandma in a home, right? Like
Yeah.
we don't have those situations.
It's not.
There's
It's just
long-term
not
care
fair. It's
and
not fair. You're right.
yeah.
It's not.
So anyways, how did we get on that?
Hey, because
Reselling, but then that got you into reselling. So there you go.
yeah, there you go. That got me into reselling. I
Silver
mean, I
lining.
always I started reselling years ago. I see the internet was made in what year did the internet come out? 1990.
Mm.
It's one of my trivia questions, right? So 92 or 93 or 91 or something like that. 89. I don't remember now, but
In about 1881, you mean?
1881. I was there.
It was a good year.
1994. Thank you. No, it was. Internet was there before 1994 because I got married in 1991 and we had AOL. So
Oh God, yeah.
yeah. So anyhow, I can't remember. Moving on. But yeah, it did get me into reselling. So I was in some show the other day, and they were talking about reselling and making sure doing what you need to do to succeed as a reseller and all this stuff. And everybody has their opinions, and
Yep.
people that he's late to get the internet. and
I
people
still don't
have
trust
their
it.
opinions of what you need to do. But truly, honestly, I think it should be different. Everybody's journey is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
What works for me might not work for Kim. What works
Yep.
for Kim might not work for the Faza. What works for the Faza might not work for his daughter Boogie Jen. You know,
Yep.
you need to don't necessarily do exactly what someone tells you to do. Hello,
Take
Jesse.
tips.
Yeah,
Hello. Welcome back.
listen to him.
Take tips and tricks. Tips and tricks, and you take what you like and you leave the rest.
I call it
That's
tweaking. You
what I
got to
was saying.
tweak it for
Yep.
you.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Whatnot.
Jesse.
Just
Jesse's back. Oh my
I almost said it. And be yourself. We missed you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, and be yourself. Back. Okay, I've got it ready. We haven't said it yet.
So, all right, here we go. We just shot the crap for about 20 minutes.
You can scroll up to see what Jesse said. It's not that far back.
Yeah, she just
tips and tricks.
Kylie, we weren't laughing. We were actually talking about healthcare and dementia.
Dementia.
Yeah,
we made sure we took care of all of the depressing topics before you came back. There you go.
Right.
You're welcome. And then Jesse came in.
Then Jesse showed up. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Welcome back, Jesse.
Yeah. All right. So the Red Rooster had her book, and she was going to say all kinds of cool stuff about Pennsylvania and finding stuff for the cars. Here we go. And we're back.
Okay. All right. You ready? Are you ready? Kylie, you ready? You sitting back?
Kylie, did you have a good show, Kylie?
And yet, and we'll say yes. Yes. Did you have a good show? Okay. So, yeah, you talk super fast. Good. That's awesome.
Proud of you.
Now you got to package it all. That's the only problem. It's the only problem with selling on Whatnot. Then you got to ship it.
I know, right?
Why can't we just sell and just
sell and leave it? Well, yeah. Some sellers
local pickup. Local pickup only. You got 7 days, or I sell it again. Okay.
D and XW on YouTube. We are actually co-hosting my good friend, the Red Rooster, Kim from Canada, and we're just talking about anything and everything, and just getting to know her well. She's fixing to tell us a cool story. So there you go. YouTube's caught up. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Yes, that's what we need. We need a transporter. Like, beam me up, Scotty. Okay, so my most embarrassing life story happened when I was in grade 7 or grade 8, before high school. We had to do every year in our area, our school area, we had to do what's called speech arts, where you would write a speech or you would memorize a line of poetry or a famous speech, like I Have a Dream. And then you would have to perform it in front of your class. And then the top kids in your class went to a school finals. And then the top kids from the school finals went to the regional finals, etc. So sometimes I would memorize a poetry, but usually I wrote something and I would write it myself. Like in grade 2, I wrote about my cat Daisy. And the first line was, "This is my cat Daisy. She is crazy. She is nuts too." And I can tell about that story another day because I performed that in front of the entire school, and that was a little bit much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I was nervous, and I would talk really fast when I did in front of the whole school. So a 3-minute speech would be done in a minute and a half. It's kind of like Kylie's show, talk real fast. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So in grade 7, I decided that I would write about my adventures and my teenage preteen angst of having to go to Pennsylvania every year to go and look for pieces out of this dang book for the 1928 Ford Coupe that my dad wanted to restore with completely original parts. All original parts down to every little tiny bit that's in this
Nut
freaking book.
and bolt. Every nut and bolt, right?
Every nut and bolt. So I practiced in front of my class. I won my class. I got to practice in front of my class because my teacher wanted me to do well in front of the entire school. So she made me practice numerous times in front of the class. And every time I started my speech, there were 2 boys in the back of the classroom, Dawn and Darren.
You haven't forgotten it, have you? You haven't
Not
forgotten
forgotten. Not forgotten. And
if
they
Dawn
would
and
see
Darren,
me.
if you're here watching right now.
I remember. I'm looking at you right now. So they teeheed every single time. Every single time. They would laugh when I said the first, like I would start my speech and they would laugh. And they had to be, and the teacher would be like, be quiet. And I was like, I don't understand why they're laughing. Like they're making fun. It must be they're making fun of me, right? It can't be that I said something funny because I was just ranting about, having to go to Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
And then I got to the finals at school, and it was all the kids in the school, parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles of all the kids who were speaking. The school board trustees were there. The superintendent of the local area was there, all the teachers. I got up on stage and I said the first line. And the microsecond it came out of my mouth, I finally realized while I was up on stage what I had been saying the entire freaking time and why Dawn and Darren had been laughing. I also, in that microsecond, found them in the audience, gave them the dirtiest look possible that I could in another microsecond, and then carried on with my speech. Hey, Leslie. So my first line was, and I asked the entire school, all the teachers, parents, everyone, have you ever gone to Pennsylvania for a screw? Mm-hmm. I was a I had no clue what that. It did not clue in, and I got home and I was like mortified, and I said to Mom, like, because I kept a straight face and I kept going, you're from Pennsylvania. Have you gone to Hershey to buy a screw? You can buy screws in Pennsylvania, in Hershey, Pennsylvania, every October. Well, the teachers must have, like, everyone must have thought I was doing it on purpose, because my mother said to me, I thought you said it that way on purpose so that it would be funny. And I was like, yes, but no one ever laughed. I love the name of that. I love, yes. Jessie, I'll say that out loud.
Of course you do.
Jessie lives near Intercourse, Pennsylvania, which is actually a place in Pennsylvania. And when I was young, I used to giggle about that. I knew what that meant. But I didn't clue in that when I was asking everyone if they'd ever gone to Pennsylvania for a screw. Jessie. And when I went to Pennsylvania, when I asked them that, have you ever gone to Pennsylvania for a screw? Until it came out in front of the entire school, and then, yeah, I said it before it. Are you sure? Oh dear.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, there you go. I
Was
saved
that
it
your
just
most
for you,
embarrassing
Kylie.
moment ever in life?
I mean, seriously, I asked like 250 people if they'd ever gone to Pennsylvania for a screw, including parents.
I know they are. I've been there. I've been there, Jessie. I've seen them. We took a family trip to Pennsylvania a few years back. I don't know when it was. Went up through Gettysburg, and we stayed at Amish country, Lancaster, I think we called it.
Lancaster County.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you, hon. But yeah, it's and guys, if y'all never been to that area, it's an amazing area to go to.
It's
It
so
really
pretty.
is. It really is
It's
an
really
amazing,
pretty.
beautiful area. I want to go. You're from Philly. That's
She's a
cool.
Philly Dawn.
Philly gal. She's a Philly gal.
Philly Dawn.
So yeah, I actually want to go up to the area where Kim lives, and I've been to Canada, right? I've been to Canada. I've been to British Columbia, big city,
that doesn't count.
which is I don't know if
Just kidding. Antiquity, if you're here, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no more. You don't want any more tourists? Tourists pay the dollars. Balzac in Alberta. Yes,
you don't
there
want
is.
more tourists. So Jesse, I can't come visit. I can't come visit, Jesse.
That's different. You're a visitor.
Okay.
We'll
We're
just all come
visitors.
down.
We're not tourists. That's right.
Yes, come to Ontario.
I would love to come
Place to
and
go.
just make the rounds and visit Kim and go thrifting with Kim and just have a good time. But then again, that's with anybody that I meet on whatnot that I develop some sort of relationship with, a personal relationship with. I would love to meet you. That's what what I'm all about, and I can't wait.
And you're going to be meeting people soon.
Right. I will be, and I can't wait
Not me, though.
to do that. I can't wait to meet you, Kim. I know it may not be for another year or so, but it's going to happen. I know. And rework is passion, Leslie. Right? Is that right, Leslie?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
She lives in. You're in North Carolina. She's close by. So after Springfield, I'm not stalking, but we're gonna look up. I'm gonna find out where she
After
lives.
Springfield, he's just gonna go traveling to everybody's front door and deliver packages personally. It's a different kind of local pickup. It's a local drop off.
Local drop off.
So be warned.
Stalking is okay. I'm not a stalker. I'm not. I like to meet people in person.
He will prearrange the stalking, so it's different. Date, time, place, location.
Right. Speaking of that, yes, I am going to Springfield in like 10 days. 10 days.
I know. Kylie, 10 days. Jesse, I'm sure you are an excellent stalker.
I bet. She could probably be a professional stalker. Someone would pay her to stalk. She would. So back to
parcel service,
the reselling and all that cool stuff. Yes, I'm looking. Big Sky, have you been? You've been, I'm assuming, right? If you have, that's. Are you going?
Big Sky's in Alberta.
Alberta, Canada. Where's Alberta, Canada in relationship to?
Above Montana area.
Okay.
North Dakota, Montana, all that.
Midwest kind of stuff.
Alberta is above the American Big Sky country.
Right. I got you.
That's our Big Sky country.
Yeah, Jet
where the dinosaurs are.
It's called being a friend, not stalking. That's whatever. I'm just joking around.
Yeah, we're just goofing.
And I would love to do a meetup in my area. I would love to. And me and Kylie have talked about that in the past about what all is involved in doing that, but it's pretty intense. It's pretty
organization.
Intense. Yeah, organizing is crazy. I would love to do it on a small scale where, hey, this is the weekend we're meeting. This is the hotel we're going to be at. We're not going to have any true planned events, but we can all hang out each evening. That kind of stuff. So,
yay! There you go.
Hey, I'm gonna, Leslie. We might need to just do something. The North South Carolina meetup. There you go. So that would be fun.
And then we can meet in Ephrata, or we can meet in Hershey in October. Look for Screw. Jesse can point the way to the best screw in town.
And that's gonna be the title of the meetup. Looking for a screw in Hershey.
Find your best screw in Hershey.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
We'll let Jesse design them. Oh no, never mind. Maybe not.
Yeah. But I have the catalog, so you can get pictures and examples.
He's got pictures of
right here.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
all the screw part numbers.
All right.
Well, I mean, the Canadians have managed to, in Ontario, one of our resellers on Whatnot opened up a store in Barrie, which is about 2 hours away from me now. And so a few of them met up when she opened up her vintage store.
Cool.
Yeah. So her and her husband still do some selling on Whatnot. Owl Always Loved Vintage, who used to be Ali Mom 82.
Right? Ali Mom.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And Ishi Mal.
Yeah.
Ishi. Yeah. So that was cool. I mean, I didn't get to go because I had to look after Mom. So even 2 hours away, I couldn't. And I've already told Haji that I'm going to order something one day for local pickup and go drive to her because she's only 7 hours away.
There you go. That way you have
including
to go.
The border crossing.
That way you have to go.
Yeah, I have to go. I only got 7 days, so I'll plan my trip and then I will buy something from her. Yes, I love upstate New York. I love it so much. In Western New York, Rochester Dinette Center, there's a whole, I don't know if it's still there, but when I was a kid, we used to go across to the States and drive around Lake Ontario on the US side, and there were all kinds of antique markets all the way from where we would cross at Queenston, Lewiston, all the way to Buffalo. You could drive along this little route by Lake Ontario, and there were antique stores and antique markets, and we would just spend an entire weekend just driving around. And back in those days, if you bought antiques, you weren't charged when you brought them over the border, so you could buy as many antiques as you wanted to, and it wouldn't count against your maximum. So that my dad loved that. He would buy tons of antiques and then bring them over here, and then not sell them because he liked them too much. So the high prices on them.
My ex-wife is from New York.
Yeah, it's not anymore, Sandra. They got rid of that. NAFTA got rid of that. Blame Mulroney. But yeah, my dad did blame Mulroney for that because he missed that.
So going back into the resale. We're talking about resale again, right?
Yes.
You were pretty much into what platforms did you did online? You did online auction as an auctioneer, correct? Or
yeah, I used AuctionFlex HiBid, which is the premier software for auctioneers.
Right.
So because I was about to start doing live auctions too. I was one of the first to do online auctions. Most of the other auctioneers in Ontario didn't get on board with online auctions until they had no choice, which was during the pandemic.
COVID, yeah,
but
right.
I was doing it back in 2011, 2012 when it was still considered cool. A new thing. Cool. Before it was cool. Yes, I was cool before it was cool. And it was, it wasn't like I got high prices, but I got good prices for things. And the reality is that auctions are a gamble for someone who's going to sell at auction. And that's why I always say to people, if you're not comfortable, if you're a seller on Whatnot and you're not comfortable with the starting bid that you're selling something for, then don't start it for that low because it's an auction and it goes for that price. So if only one person bids, that's the price you get. And that's the thing about auctions. And a lot of people don't understand that. They see Antiques Roadshow and they see Storage Wars and they think, oh, this is what it's worth and this is what I'm going to get for it. And they forget about listing price and commission. Commissions have risen so much. Oh my gosh, if I was still an auctioneer doing estate sales, I'd be making a fortune. Looney Poo, UPC. Like 33% now in our area.
Really?
Yeah, 33% we're getting.
What's up, UPC?
Plus,
here in South Carolina. Here in South Carolina, as a buyer, you have normally it's 10% buyer's premium if you pay cash, or 13% if you pay with a card, and the selling is normally 20 to 25% is all they're getting around here. So 25. But if you think about it, 25% plus a 10%, you're getting 35% off total.
But around here, an auctioneer is getting 33% from the seller and 10 to 15% from the buyer. They're all doing buyer's premiums too. So they're getting nearly 50%.
Yeah.
So
one of my favorite auctions to go to does not charge a buyer's premium at all.
mm-hmm.
Zero. And they charge I think 25% to the seller. So the seller knows it's 25%, and the buyers are more willing to bid because they're bidding actual dollars.
Yep.
Actual
Yep.
money. You don't have to sit and go, okay, I'm making $10, that's really 11. You know, I'm making $100, that's really 110. You
Yep.
know, but it's just, I love a live auction. I love going to a live auction.
Me too.
I
Me
can
too.
sit, and I'm sitting there, and I'm normally going for 2 or 3 specific items, right? I see something on there, I say, I want this, and this, and that's what I'm going for. However, when the things come across the table, and it's this hotel
Going for
bell,
next to nothing.
and it's going for next to nothing, I'm like, yes, that's me. And I'll leave
Box
out
lot.
with a car full of stuff.
Yeah. I ended up going from my vehicle was not doing that great, and so I got a stow and go minivan just so that I had more room to put more stuff at the auction.
It's an addiction. It's an addiction.
I swear,
It
stow and
is.
go, Grand Caravan, stow and go. Best for resellers because you can shove so much stuff in there, and I am so good at it. When I go to auction pickups, and I'm slowing down now because I have too much stuff. But when I go to auction pickups, I'm usually buying like a ton of stuff from an online auction because I've bought all the box lots. And anybody who's done my unboxing shows know, like I usually don't know everything that's in those box lots, and so we discover it together. Why is that muted?
How in the world
Oh,
did
it's
that
with a
get
K.
muted?
I see why. It's because it was misspelled. So it was a racial slur until it was unmisspelled.
I got
Sorry,
you.
it's muted. Sorry, it's hard when there's muted words popping up on the screen. It makes us either giggle or go, what? It's all good. We love you. Pew pew pew. So yeah, so I'm like the Tetris girl. So I bring my own boxes so that I can repack everything, and then they just kind of watch me in awe as I like fit everything in, and they'll be like, that's not gonna fit. Like, do you know that big gigantic X sign that I have that's that like size of a queen mattress?
Right.
Acrylic sign that says ECK on it, so I always have the what the heck did she buy?
Yeah.
I got all the stuff in, and then Peter at this one place said, oh, you have a sign too, and I went, oh, okay, and I thought it was like, this big. And then he pointed at it, and I went, oh god, and he goes, you're not going to get that in. And I went, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. And I just slid it right over top and just lifted up the headrest so that it wouldn't like cut me off if I, wouldn't cut me off at the neck if I break too fast.
Suddenly, right?
Decapitation by Eck wouldn't have been pretty. So
I know the feeling because I used to, before I got started in these smalls, I flipped furniture. That was what I did. I started with small stuff, but I got a little bit during my accident. That's what I started doing. But why I started doing furniture when I couldn't hardly move is anyhow, I don't know how. Anyhow, I wasn't thinking. But I started
furniture's
doing
cheap,
furniture.
and people would pay for it if you list it, right? You can buy it cheap and flip it.
Yeah, and I had a van. I had a Ford Windstar van that I used for my business. It was gutted out. There's no seats in it except the 2 seats in the front.
Cargo.
And I would pull up, people list up on Marketplace or wherever, and I say, I want it, I'm coming now. Because I wasn't working. Well, I was working, but I wasn't working, so I could go. As long as I felt like I could go, I could go. And I would go, I'd pull up in the van and go, how are you going to get a whole bedroom suit inside of that van? And I would always say, watch me.
Hold my beer.
Yep,
Or
watch me.
hold my cheer wine.
It might take me a minute. I might have to unload it 2 or 3 times, but it's all going in there. And I got where I was good at it. I could walk into a room and eyeball all the furniture in the room and go, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it now. What, you driving a van? Yep. But it was so
Yep.
much fun doing that. But then as I got older, again, that was 12 years ago. I got older, and my back started, messing up with me, and I started aging, and you know what? I got to find something smaller. I still have a Facebook Marketplace group, a group page where I got close to 10,000 people to follow me, um, which I need to get going back up. If yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't need to push it right here. I don't think so. So I'm
Well,
not going to do
you
that.
can push it for local pickup too,
Yeah, it is.
right?
It is
Now that
all
there's
local
local
pickup. Yeah,
pickup.
so I can do that. So it is Furniture Plus of Anderson SC. So if anybody's interested, Furniture Plus of Anderson SC. Um,
Yeah.
if
So
if
you can
if
list
it,
stuff that you're going to sell on Whatnot, and then they can
yeah,
buy local pickup and then
yeah.
pick
So
it up,
that's,
and you know
again.
it's been sold
I'm
and you
not
have your
selling
money
anything right
already.
now, but yeah, I'm not pushing it right now. But anyhow, I was doing very well with that, and I was selling more
Sounds
on
good, Sue.
that than I am currently right now on Whatnot. I've kind of slowed down on Whatnot because I work on YouTube. But I was literally shipping out. My mail person was like, "What the heck is going on?" I would have 100 to 200 packages a week going out,
Yeah.
because that's what individual pieces people were buying. Right now on Whatnot, people are buying 8 or 10 pieces that goes in one box. So my box count has gone down, but the number of items I think about the same. But anyhow, I'm working on getting that going back up again. Soggy Pickle has joined the chat. Oh my gosh! But yeah, it's all about what works for you on resale. It's all about what works for you. What worked for you
Yeah.
may not work for me. And everybody's
But it's
talking about
not
the Bay,
easy
right?
work. I think a lot of people see like YouTube videos where someone, walks up to a garage sale, that one clip was their work for probably like a
A
full
month.
week of
Yeah.
nonstop
Right.
to
Yeah.
do one clip, right? Like you see some of these guys, they're doing great. They but that took that's full-time work of
Yep.
nonstop going constantly, and then you got to research that stuff. You got to know what you're looking for in the first place, and then you've got to research it, list it, clean it, list it,
And
photograph it,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And
It's not
to
easy, it's not simple.
think about this, I go out to flea markets and that kind of stuff a lot, right? I've actually done YouTube lives at flea market. I can't imagine. What I normally do, I'll go pick first. I'll go make my rounds, 2 or 3 laps first. Then I go back and or I have my phone. Then I go put myself away. Then I go back and I'll start videoing to make a
Yeah.
video. But it's hard work, guys. It is. I can't imagine. I like these uh, live thrifting events.
Hmm.
If you're by yourself, like I am on these things, it's very hard. There's several people out there that are by themselves, but most people, when they're live thrifting, most people have help.
Oh yeah, I did that one live thrifting show where I sold all that Blue Mountain pottery.
Yeah,
I had 2 carts full
yeah,
that then they were thrilled. They were thrilled with us. But that was a lot of that took me. I did not ship out in 2 days because
no, no.
that was a lot. That was a lot of packing
That was
and
crazy
bubble
work.
wrap
Yeah,
and yeah, it was a lot of work. Um, so
and
anyone who says that resell is easy,
it's
I don't
not.
know where they're I don't know.
It's
I
not
want your
easy.
special juice, but I don't think there really is. I don't think you can make it look easy by clipping certain points in time, make it look easy. The rest of the
Yeah,
stuff in the
look what I
background.
found. And the next clip
Yeah,
is, look, I sold it for $100.
yeah,
But you don't see what all went into it. Hey, Livy on
yeah,
YouTube, how are you, friend? But yeah, people don't see the behind the scenes part of it. If people saw, all right, like my show last night, it was a fun show. It was so much fun. But by the time I ended my show, I was literally drained. I was wiped out.
yeah. And
But
then you still have to take the stuff home and ship it
yep, I got up this
when you're.
morning. I got up this morning to ship. Yeah, and
Yeah,
but people don't see that the amount of time. All right, let's take for example. Back when I used to run late night, I did that for a month or two. I think I would start like at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday night, and I would run until 6 o'clock a.m. on Sunday mornings. I go pick
Insane.
a set. Yeah, it was, and I do my scan shows, and I would do well. I would do, it all depends on the night, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200 on a night. But it was literally wearing me out. And then think about it, I had to get up Sunday because technically, if you sell on Saturday, which if you start on Saturday, that's what they count it by. You show's a Saturday show.
Yep.
So it's got to be shipped Monday for 1 day shipping.
Yep.
So if I'm done at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, I sleep for till noon, 1 o'clock. Then I'm having to pack, and then for U.S.
And
shipping,
get
y'all
up
know
in the
anything about
morning and go to
U.S.
work.
shipping? Yeah, they're going to work the next day. If you know anything about U.S. shipping, you get the 5. Now y'all still get
We do.
5 now
We
too,
do.
right? Yeah.
We do get the adjustments too
All
now.
right. So
Yeah.
the adjustments, you get 5 adjustments, which reset 8 p.m. Eastern time, my time. I think it's 7 or 8. I can't remember what it is. One of the two.
Yep. So you have to get it done before then.
Just in case I'm going to have any overages, right?
Yep.
So it was wearing me out. It was literally wearing me out. Making great money, and people didn't realize, like, oh man, you just running all night, having a good time. It literally took
You're
a
having a good
toll on me.
time while you're live.
Oh,
And
I
then
love it. Yeah.
there's the background stuff. I mean, I love when I'm shipping stuff, like, I sometimes I'll put in different paper and stuff to be sort of fun and silly. Like, but and put in little notes and
But
that
it's
when I
still
have
work.
time.
It's still work.
It's still work. It's still work. It still takes time. And there's people who are on Whatnot who have like a whole crew. Like Green 13 does amazing shows. And there's like a team. There's
Yep.
2 people selling, plus the team behind them, getting all the stuff, organizing it, putting it aside, making sure it's labeled properly. And then
The
there's
right
another
people.
person who all they do, shout out to Steve-O, love you, is ship. Like, they have a person just for shipping who
Yep.
does all the shipping, right? And then when they do a big show, they have to jump in to do shipping too afterwards. And they're still spent when they do shows. They're still
Yep.
spent too, and they don't have to do the shipping part because they've got somebody for that. So you can be really successful on Whatnot. You just need to scale it so that you can bring on other people. If you don't have family members you can recruit for free,
Yep.
you need to scale yourself so that you don't get too big too soon, because then you get lower reviews because your shipping
Right.
times will go down. Or
And I'm
so
OCD. I am so OCD about making sure things are packaged right. I am OCD about that. I can't. I take my time. I do. I take my time to make sure it's right. I think, how would I like it to be packaged for me if I'm buying this item? And I bought items from people that don't think that way, you know. But it's all good. But yeah, you're right, Big Sky. I have a full-time job. I've got a very
he does.
somewhat stressful full-time job. This is my getaway. Uh, Whatnot and YouTube are my getaway, and but I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't change it. Oh, hey, listen here.
Yeah.
Jet on YouTube just said, "I'm in shipping and receiving. She, as in you, Kim, just inspired me to do something I've never done before. I'm gonna start leaving notes, telling them to have a good day, and keeping
Oh,
God in their thoughts." So there you go. So guys,
that's
you never.
awesome.
Thank you, Jet, for saying that. Guys, you
Yeah.
never know who you're going to touch. Right here,
You don't
this.
know that. I'm getting
Yeah,
shivers. I'm getting shivers.
I am
Um,
too.
I know. Look at us. We're both doing that.
That's amazing.
'Cause
I
you know
love
what?
that.
Because somebody is gonna, people get stuff in the mail and they bought, but Amazon doesn't send you love notes. Amazon doesn't say I love
No,
you or
no,
thank you or hope you have a fabulous day or I think you're amazing. And why not say that to someone? Now it costs you nothing except for a little paper and a little tiny bit of ink to write that down and put it in. You can put it on. Nobody cares if it's on like the back of a receipt or on some fancy note paper, right? Like,
exactly.
you can just say thank you, and you're wonderful, and I appreciate you, and
I do that.
it's a great thing. Do it,
one of the few
everyone do it.
people that print invoices. I mean, I know Whatnot says you don't have to print invoices, and there's a big debate over that. Okay, I'm not getting into that.
I'm team packing slip. So just saying, we're both on the same page. Team packing slip. That's what we call it on What Liz Likes.
Yeah,
packing slip.
I'm not
team
even
packing
going to open that can of worms. However, I print packing slips. Okay, I print packing slips. So when I do that, if someone's a first-time buyer, first off, I say thank you, and I say welcome to the Gumby family. So say there. God, this is why.
Remember what we bought. I can't remember what I buy and how much I've spent. I need to know.
We're not getting into the debate. But this is why I adore my friends. Okay, I adore my friends because we can have differences, but we still love each other.
I don't want to look at my order page.
Right.
I don't want to look at my order page. That's too much like work. Jeez, ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
Maybe.
But it takes me longer to click just print page 1 than it is to click print. So you'll fight me. Thumb wrestle, but a thumb wrestle. You'll win with my arthritic hands.
I'm too far away to get a good grip.
Yeah, it's again, there's a debate out there. We're not getting into it, and
it's a fun debate, though.
Yeah, there are valid reasons. Yes, valid reasons from both sides, right? Valid reasons, valid arguments from both sides. So I'm not going to get into that. Maybe one day we'll have a show called
on your Whatnot etiquette show. You could just let it loose on the.
Oh my God! Oh, I don't know. Hot topics. Hot topics show.
Hot topics. Hot topics show.
I don't want to do it on etiquette because I don't want it because Whatnot says you don't have to do it. So you don't have to do it.
No, you don't have to do it. So yeah, hot topics show, and then see how many Whatnot staffers come into that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not politics.
Yeah, I had 8. I had 8 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, crazy. Red Gummy isn't in form.
Red Gumby isn't in form. What is that? Red Gummy.
I don't know.
Gummy.
I don't know, Gargoyle. Packing peanuts. Oh gosh, yeah.
To pack peanuts or not to pack peanuts. So that could be. We could have packing peanuts.
Packing peanuts.
Packing labels. Using priority padding as filler.
No.
I tell you what, I have a story to tell you. I did.
Or eBay. When I see free eBay stuff being used for Whatnot, sorry. Like,
that's wrong.
I know it's free, but yeah. Right. You're just taking advantage of eBay.
Oh, Kylie, I like that. I like that. We'll need 10 miles minimum. Oh my God.
I would like. Thank you so much for.
And I was going to say something. It's talking about you reusing old boxes. I reuse old boxes, okay? I reuse old boxes.
Me too.
Today, I had an order that I normally make sure is priority, even 5 pounds or more. I normally make sure it's priority because very seldom do I go over 5 pounds. Very seldom do I go over 5 pounds. And I do have the free priority boxes that I use or reused priority boxes that I use. Well, today I used our old priority box to put some stuff in it. I didn't realize I had not set my show last night to go to, well, it automatically sets to ground
advantage,
over 5 pounds, unless you go in there and change it. I normally go in and change it just in case. I didn't for last night's show. Well, I got everything boxed up in the priority box. I went to weigh it, got it weighed, got the measurements, the whole kit and caboodle. Everything's packed. This is one of the biggest boxes I had too. I had a modified box I'd already received, so it worked. It was oversized. It was 12 by 12 by 20. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. A used box. Print the label, print it out, went to put the label in the box, and there's the big old G on it. I went, oh, crap. Oh, crap. And you can't go back and change that.
No.
You can't go back and change it to priority.
It is what it is then.
Well, no, I mean I can't use a priority box, even though it's a used priority box. It's still a priority box.
Yeah.
So I can't use that.
Yeah.
So what I did was I found a box that priority box would fit into, and I felt okay. And give me, I was contemplating taking it all out and repackaging it. But since it was a priority box that had already been used, and you could tell it had already been used, I felt okay with putting it inside another box. So, to clean or not to clean
Good.
items.
Yes.
Yeah. So
There's
anyhow,
a good one.
So Oscar Goldman, when you get your box, there you go. That's the story behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize when I first started selling on Whatnot, because I didn't do a lot of like other platforms where I had to ship. I'm not for a long time, and it was always within Canada. I didn't realize that you're not allowed to use liquor boxes, and I just happened to have one, and things fit perfectly into it, right? And I was already getting too close to being over my time period, and I went to mail it, and the person at the post office said, well, we can't send this because it's a liquor box. And I didn't even realize, because I don't drink, so I didn't even know what the brand looked like candy. Like it was like, it was pretty colorful and pretty, and it had a nice pretty name on it. And I thought it was just a candy box, and I didn't realize that it had X% alcohol written on the side of it. So I was like, I cannot unpack this and find another box, because I found the perfect box to put all this stuff in. The perfect box. It was perfectly safe, and these are good sturdy boxes. So I went to the hardware store. I bought Gorilla Glue spray, and then I had a bunch of thrifted wrapping paper for I think it was a baby shower, and I just bought it because it was cute and vintage. And I sprayed the entire box with the Gorilla Glue in the parking lot at the Home Hardware. And then which is kind of like the Home Hardware. And then I wrapped it, just put the wrapping paper on it, shoved some more Gorilla Glue, like folded it over so it looked like a present. I cut out the packing slip, the label that I'd already had on there. I cut it out very carefully so I could peel it off the box, and then I Gorilla Glued that on. Extra tape, and I brought back to another post office in another neighborhood, so that just down 10 minutes away, because that person wasn't going to take it back again in like 10 minutes. No. So I did cheap ones with a liquor box because I needed to get it out.
If it was covered, they couldn't have said no.
They couldn't see that it was a liquor box underneath. If I had taken it back to the other post office, she would have known that it was the same box covered. But I was just like, I wrapped it nice and pretty for this person.
There you go.
And then I sent the person a message and went, so when you get it, don't think I'm weird, but I am weird. And so I did it. And so if you're wondering why your box, so if you ever wonder why your box is covered in really pretty.
That's why, because it's a liquor box.
It's a liquor box, or I'm recycling a priority box, but I'm up in Canada. So I definitely, I will cover over a priority box if I'm sending it back to the United States. As far as I'm concerned, I'm sending it back home. So
yeah, it's like
you tried to use an engine oil box. Oh, I didn't know that. I should know that. That's good. That's good to know.
Anything that says it holds a liquid, if it says it's a liquid, you can't use it.
And engine oil would be flammable, so it wouldn't be able to go on the aeroplane.
Yes, you can wrap it in
plain. I could have done that, but I didn't have any plain brown paper. I just had thrifted baby shower paper.
Again,
I just used what I had.
There are some boxes that I use that have a lithium battery label on it, right? You can't ship those.
I cover those over.
Ground, but not priority. So in those cases, if they don't peel off, you can take a piece of paper and tape over it, or you take a marker. But if they can
wrap it in baby shower paper with Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue spray and wrap it in. Yes. Yeah, but some of them don't peel off. Some of them do not peel off.
They don't come off.
Yeah.
When you really want them to come off, they refuse to come off. They're like, no, no, no. Me and this box are married.
We're
We're
bonded. We are
sticking together.
bonded, literally.
We are definitely bonded. It's a bonded pair.
And some of them are actually printed on as
Mamarazzi.
well.
Oh,
There we
Mamarazzi's
go.
here.
Hey,
Hang on.
glasses time. Glasses time. Mamarazzi.
These are for Mamarazzi because her is after paparazzi. So.
Look at there.
There you go.
Love it. I love it.
There you go, Mamarazzi. Special glasses just for you. Sassy! Sassy's in the house. Hi, Sassy. Oh, these are getting a little. Why can't I see? They're like not even prescription. There. I'll switch. Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Yes.
Hello.
I can't switch glasses.
We're talking about everything. We're currently talking about Gorilla Glue.
I can't read the chat. There y'all are.
Welcome back, Gumby. What's YouTube saying?
I'm trying to. Jet saying, I'm going to bring back WWJD. Y'all remember that? What would Jesus do? I guess he's talking about putting that into all his packages.
Oh, right.
Now, Jet, I'm going to say something.
On whatnot? No.
I'm going to say something. If you're working for a company and you're in the shipping and receiving, again, not that I'm disagreeing or agreeing with what you're doing, I would check first to make sure that your company is in agreement. Okay. And again, I'm not in disagreement or I'm not in agreement. I'm not saying either way, but I would check with your company prior to doing something like that.
Yeah, and on whatnot,
doing anything or writing any kind of notes or anything. To be honest with you.
And in whatnot, somebody could complain to whatnot that was because they have no propaganda. Now, some people would view that if they're atheists, very heavily atheist, they may consider that propaganda. When I know someone is Christian, I have stuff that I have notepads and stuff that I get when I'm thrifting and I slip that in because I know those people. I know. And so I'll say, I know that you are, and because it's obvious on whatnot, and so I'm adding this in for you. Okay. Can I say that out loud after AAC? No, I have to ask AAC because it was okay.
I know, yeah.
Right. I just wanted to double check because it was a hidden message. So
I got you,
after Nancy Cook says, this atheist dressed as a nun, no cares wherever had religious propaganda for her. I dressed as a nun too when I was a kid. For Halloween, I've got a picture of myself in a nun's costume. And I did also dress up as an adult as a nun. Different type of outfit.
You dressed up as an adult as a nun? You mean you dressed up as a nun as an adult?
Sexy nun.
Sexy nun. Oh my gosh.
As an adult. When I was a kid, I dressed up as like the full habit type classic.
Well, Rags the Rufus sister was an actual nun.
There you go. I actually converted to Catholicism mainly because of a lady whose entire family was nuns and a cardinal. A cardinal, he was a bishop at the time, but he officiated her funeral, and it was the funniest funeral ever. I have a whole joke about that because he told the best joke ever during a funeral, and I thought I want to be a Catholic because this bishop was funny. It's the best funeral I'd ever been to. Never laughed so hard. Everyone was laughing. It was the best funeral ever. I was like, Catholic all the way. I don't go anymore, so sorry. But I did for a bit.
But yeah, but you know.
Okay, back to what we're talking about.
Yeah, but no, kind of carrying on the same conversation. What Kylie said about atheists and religious people. You know what? And I'm proud to say I've said this from the very beginning on my shows, ever since I went on Whatnot, that I don't care who you are, what you believe. Yeah. I don't care. All right? I'm going to love you for you. And until you do something detrimental to me, and you do it on purpose. Okay? It's got to be done on purpose. If you do something accidentally detrimental to me, and I approach you and we talk about it, that's a different story. But if you're doing something that's detrimental to me and you know it, then you're out of my life. But anybody else, I'm I'm all for you. I will bend over. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I will
Yeah.
give you the shirt off my back if you need it. I will do anything in my power to help you succeed, help you get through what you need to get through. That's what I believe in. And
Yeah. Because we're at the
so,
end of the day, we're all
right,
human,
right,
right? I mean, it doesn't matter. It should, or I should say, it shouldn't. It should not matter. Unfortunately, in this society, it does matter
it
too
doesn't.
often.
Yeah,
And
I know. I hate it.
I'm sitting here saying this as a white woman of privilege. So I haven't, I have not had the issues that other people have had. And issues is the wrong word, but I'm tired right now. But it should not matter. And
Right.
so we need to treat each other as if our differences do not matter, because this will make a better world in the end.
Agreed. Agreed.
But again,
100%.
I'm saying that as a white woman of privilege, so I understand that where I'm coming from is not where everyone's experience has been. Yes, Leslie, I love you. Yes. And unfortunately, you have
Really,
been.
really.
Yes. But you know
How?
what?
How?
She's a Philly girl. She's a Philly girl, and she don't take
But
nothing from
Leslie,
nobody.
I don't. I.
But
How can
but
somebody? How, I'm not saying
yeah,
I don't doubt. I don't doubt it. I'm not saying that. I don't doubt it.
no, it's
I'm
so
thinking to
wrong.
myself. I'm thinking about to myself. How in the world? I I I literally fell in love. I met the reworkers passion Leslie the first time on. Was it this last? Not the last Battle of the Best, the one before, I think. I can't remember which one. Just recently. That's for the last couple
She
months. She's
Leslie
wearing the
Reed. If
yellow.
you're
She
not
wore the
following a
yellow
reworker's
crocheted
passion,
sweater.
you need
Yeah.
to. She radiates joy, and
Yes.
she
Love.
cares so much, right? Um, that I mean, but there are so, yes, she's so much. Leslie, you are so motivational. I don't want to talk about you in the third person when you're right here. You are so motivational, and I think, um, yeah, I know it's not about you, it's about them. But you shouldn't have to go through that.
Yep.
It should. The,
Well, you
before
know,
I was born, we were supposed to be done with this crap,
right, right.
right? And every MLK Junior day passes, and I think, man, you'd be so disappointed in us all, so freaking disappointed.
I agree.
We are we go 2 steps ahead and 5 steps back, for crying out loud. And I mean, and I've got kids who are LGBTQ. And I had to work within the community to try and fight for their rights and other people like them. And it's an uphill battle sometimes to ingrained prejudice, that people grow up with. It's hard to get away from that. And I mean, my dad my dad's best friend, my dad would say the worst possible things racially, but to him that was normal. But then his best friends were like, it was international relations. Like, all of
Yeah.
his friends were not white. His friends that came and visited us and hung out with us were not white until we got into the car club, and then yeah, they were all white. They were all the Model A Ford guys were white, but all of
In
his
order,
other friends were not. And it's just like, but he would say the stupidest things, and I'd be like, and as a kid, I had no clue what he was saying was wrong, because you think what your parents say is
parents can't be wrong, right?
right.
Your parents can't be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, they're he flew. Now, I don't want to get into the debate about this, but I mean, he flew the Confederate flag at our cottage in, like, Ontario. But to him, it was like, I don't know, he loved like Southern Bells and the Grand Estates and everything. He didn't think about what that meant to the the 99%, right? Like, it's just such Like, I'm so glad that I understand things now that when I was a kid, had no clue about. No clue.
And
I know that he's no longer with us, so I can't like try and re-educate him. He's gone.
And I can jump in on that conversation too, because I was raised, let's just, for lack of a better term, old school. Okay? For lack of a better term, I was raised old school. That, there were differences and blah, 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 blah. However, I would love to say that in the last 10 years, I have learned back. I tell you what really happened. When I had my accident, it really brought a lot of things to light for me. A lot of things to light. And I started seeing things in a different light. I did. But still, I'm having to learn and realize how I used to think, and the way, and it's because the way I was taught. It wasn't the way that I was automatic. People are taught that. People are taught that.
Yeah, you're not
You're
born
not born
prejudiced.
that way.
Yeah,
People are
you learn
taught
it.
that. So,
Yeah.
so if you're taught one thing and it's ingrained in you and ingrained in you and ingrained in you, it's hard for people to change. Old math, new math. They're in a common core, not common. Whatever is going on, you can use that. You can use that as an argument. When my son was in college, he kind of goes, "Dad, I got these math problems, right?" And I would show him how to do it. He goes, "No, that's
That's
not
not how
how
they
you
do
do
it
it." I said,
anymore.
"Well, why
I
the
don't
heck
get
are you
it.
coming to me asking me about it?" Right?
I don't understand the way they do it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And my stepkids don't know how to math, and I think I know why. It's because they're not mathing properly. My
They're not
daughter knows how
mathing
to math
properly,
both
and we're not
ways.
speaking
She was
English
taught by
properly.
me, and she was taught at school. She maths both ways.
But
Yeah,
I like
that
to
sounded
think though
different.
that I'm I don't pat myself on the back. I don't believe in doing that. But when it comes to me changing the way I felt about stuff in the last decade, I'm going to pat myself on the back because I feel by the way that I was raised. And not to say that my parents were wrong. I mean, I'm saying they were wrong in some things, but I love my parents. My parents are good people. Don't get me wrong. They weren't evil people by any stretch of
Yep,
imagination. We grew up, our best friends across the street were not white people.
yep.
We treated them like a second set of parents, and their kids were like our brothers and sisters. So it was really a really weird situation to me, where my parents would think one thing behind the doors, but
Saying
yet
one
when everybody's
thing,
out, it was complete.
doing
It didn't
another.
make any sense. Yes, evolving is good, and I have evolved drastically
You
in the
you
last 10
you've
years.
evolved. I mean, Kylie can attest with me. Like we talked about like gender
Yeah,
and using they, right? And you just started organically using it, and I'm like, yes, you got it. You understood
right.
the value of they, and just you don't know for sure whether it's a he or a she. What does it matter? Just say they. You
Yeah.
know, they
What does it
Rexter.
hurt?
They just said this, right? Unless
What
you know
does
for sure.
what does it hurt? What does it hurt?
Nobody.
Right. Now, there's still the arguments out there. Again, this is not what we meant this to happen, but this is why we have
There you
Gumby
go.
Vibe Tribe, right?
That's
This
why
is
we do
how
it.
we
We talk
this is
about
how we do it.
everything and nothing.
So it doesn't matter how you got there.
Hmm.
It's that you got there. That's how
Yep.
I'm looking at it. It's how you got there. So yeah, um, I I
Yes.
truly want to love everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have to
you don't have to
understand it to
understand
be
to be
kind.
kind, right? And I guess the argument sometimes, well, you can't force me to think this way. No, we can't. We can't.
No.
But you
No.
don't have to be negative. You don't have to be
I.
negative.
We don't have to force you to be an a-hole either. Sorry.
Right, right. It works both ways.
You.
So,
It.
um,
Those people who say that kind of thing, usually the other thing comes naturally to them.
yep,
Being a jerk. That
yeah,
comes naturally. So yeah, it's hard. It is hard work to change. It is
it is.
hard.
It
It
is.
is not simple to unlearn things that you've been taught or you've been taught to perceive your entire life.
Yeah.
No matter how old you are, you still have to unlearn. And that takes practice and time. It wasn't like when my stepson came out as trans, it's not like immediately my brain went he. It still sometimes slips, right?
Right.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. You're not going crazy. No. I switched glasses for Mamarazzi. um so yeah, I mean it took time, and it's still sometimes it accidentally slips out. When I'm having conversations with my husband, I'll be like, it'll slip out, and it's not on purpose.
Jesse agrees. That's true,
It's just
Jesse.
right. Yeah, of course. And you know what? There are some people who they've been pushed down so hard all their life that they feel the only reaction that they have, because they're so full of resentment, is that anger is coming from a place of resentment because of stuff that's happened in the past.
Yep.
To them from other people. And so I always feel like when someone reacts to me in anger about something, when I make a mistake like that, I find that I treat them with grace too, because I've lived with a privilege that they have not had. And so I cannot walk um for an inch in their shoes. I cannot do that. It's not possible for me to do that. So I have to just accept that if they're angry about something, it's not about me. It's really not about, when someone reacts like that, please don't take it personally, because it's a hurt that's coming out. The hurt's
Right.
coming out,
Right.
and they've been hurt, no matter who they are. Usually when someone reacts in that kind of way, it is about them, but it's also about the people that made them that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've been hurt. I'm gonna start crying. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be having fun and laughing.
But again, guys, this is what this yes, it's nothing.
Everything.
There is crying on whatnot. There is crying on whatnot, and it's okay.
Yeah, you
Because
laugh at me.
because
I'll cry.
Kim,
You laugh.
if I was there right now, I would give you a big old hug and say, "Hon, it's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with showing your feelings. There's nothing wrong with telling people that you love them and taking care of people." Points and laughs. Right.
I got glasses on. Oh, MK,
So
look. If you got the grandkids over. Sorry, MK is also one for the glasses.
a lot of time anger's hurt coming out. Yes, it could be. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's a
And you
lot
know
of time.
what?
That's what it is.
And that doesn't necessarily
Thank you.
deal. That could be with any situation, not just the
Yeah,
situation we're talking about now. Any situation, people that have had uh, difficult situations in their past react differently to different things, and it's not
yeah,
that. I've had to learn this. It's not necessarily them coming at you. They may be coming at you because you're there,
yeah.
because
And
you're the person closest to them.
if anyone who's ever worked in customer service knows this,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I know we call them the Karens, but oftentimes it's, they're just so freaking frustrated that by the time they get to you, um, and this is just another pile on their cruddy day, and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, what's happened to them, right? And I
Right.
know
Exactly.
I've turned into a Karen sometimes, and then I go, well, wait a second, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm like this, but I'm so frustrated right now, right? Yeah, you cannot take what they say personally, but it's
No.
hard. I mean, when I'm talking to somebody, when I call like a customer service line, I usually have so much compassion for that person while I'm talking to them. I'll be like, I know you listen to this all the time, and I know you're sick of it. And yeah, and it's very hard. And I'll be like, I get that. And I think when my
But this is my
daughter,
situation.
this is my situation, and I'm really
I
frustrated right
want to
now, and
speak to
I
my
know I'm raising
manager.
my voice, and I'm getting really angry, but it's not about you, and so I apologize, but I'm like really super frustrated, and I'm about to cancel my plan, and I know you're going to have to try to go through all these steps to stop me, and I'm just going to keep saying that I'm going to cancel my plan, so you better just like skip the steps as quickly as possible so we can get to your manager, and I apologize because you're going to get a mark against you, because I know that's how it works. So like when you call a customer service line and they end up with a manager, they actually get demerit
dinged.
points.
Yeah, they
So I
get
have to
dinged, yeah.
apologize for that too, because I know the only way I'm going to get what I want is if I get to a manager. But usually people do it by being angry, so I just do it by apologizing that I know what I'm doing to you, but I have to do it. So please, let's just get it over with. Do your speech, go through your list of what you're supposed to say to me to try and stop me, and then pass me over to a manager, and we can all say that you tried your hardest. And I will say at the end, you tried your hardest to stop me, but I still want to talk to a manager. Because I just feel so bad, but at the same time, Lisa says my 22-year-old daughter is a customer service manager at Walmart, and I had to tell her that it's not her personally, but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to know when you're right there and someone's yelling at you. It's hard to say this isn't about me, but I think they need to do that training. I think they need to do that emotional. You can raise your emotional quotient.
De-escalation training. De-escalation
Yeah,
training to learn how
de-escalation
to
training, but
de-escalate a
also
situation.
empathy training. I
Yeah,
think we need to not just because the thing is with de-escalation training, it's very corporate and it's very much, it's not about having empathy for the person. It's just like, here's the things you're supposed to say.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I
that
get
you
that.
feel
Yeah,
that.
I get
I'm
that.
sorry that you feel that way. Well, go yourself. I know you just read that from your screen. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad right? Like, yeah, I'm proud of how she handles it sometimes. Yeah, you know what? I think customer service is one of the best ways to learn about people. I really think it is. I mean, I know auto care. It's always goes crazy for me too. So, but when you have empathy for the other person, if you taught that, and I think that's the thing in our schools now here in Ontario, we actually have like empathy and like it's values, but they're like empathy and compassion, caring, and acceptance and that sort of thing. Like those are part of what they call values. They're not like old-fashioned values. They're like things to care about other human beings as human beings. And I could see you as a very good de-escalator, MK. I like to ride the escalator. It's fun. It's going up or down, especially the flat ones.
I like to go up on the down escalator and down on the up escalator. Am I wrong?
Ooh.
Have you ever done it?
Ooh. When there's like a whole bunch of people on it, though? I have done it when there's nobody on it.
Now people on it.
You've never fallen off of one. That's good. I'm Buddy the Elf when it comes to this.
She got a leg. There we go. I actually tried that in Vegas, and
of course you did.
Somebody hollered at me. Hey Paula,
in Vegas?
Hey Paula on YouTube.
Seriously, in Vegas they hollered at you for doing something silly like that. It's Vegas.
I know, right?
Like, you weren't even part of a stag or something.
I was completely sober. I don't drink. I was completely sober. I started going down the up escalator to go, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
What's going to happen? It actually is a workout for the stairs one. It's a real workout to try and go faster.
Something off of YouTube. A comment, big long comment. Her name, or their name is Think Agape Love Always and Forever. That's their YouTube name. As it have been watching, unable to type. I want to thank you both for your open honesty throughout. You both have touched my heart with what I'm going through with my health. Much love to you both.
Aw, thank you. Love you.
Folks.
Love you.
You never know. You never know who you're touching. But always act. Again, I'm pointing my finger. I'm bad about that. I'm sorry. Always act as if you're touching someone at every moment of your life, because you never know when you are. It's big,
exactly.
Guys. It's big.
If you see somebody, like when I'm out shopping, I talk to everyone. I will say, "Oh my god, I love that outfit. Oh, I love your hair. oh, that's a great pickup. Like, I start talking to everyone because I think, you know what? People aren't just nice for no reason anymore.
Right.
And the pandemic didn't help much with
No,
isolating
it
ourselves
didn't.
from
It
other
didn't.
people, right? It didn't help improve things. And I think that it's just, if that person that I say, you know, I love that shirt you got on. Like, I will just, if I see,
Thank
I
you.
will I will roll down the window. Yeah, I like that shirt you got on, Wendy. I'll roll down the window and yell at somebody on the street to be like, I love your shirt. Just because I think, you know what? That might make their day. They may think there's a crazy lady in a white van screaming at me, but they may actually hear what I had to say and feel like they made their day. I don't know. Or they say, Mom,
You
a
never
crazy
know.
lady screamed at me from a white van and I don't know what she was saying. And I think she was trying to tell me that I'm horrible. Maybe. I hope not.
Cat call and you get mad.
Yeah, and
I
Reworkers
was.
Passion says, my husband says I can talk to anyone about anything. I just, you know, if you're
I
just
can too.
open, you can
I
have the
can
most
too.
amazing conversations with people and you can find common ground. Even
Yeah.
with people you don't think you can. We're human. So there's always something that we can find common ground on.
I love
Oh,
to start. I love to start
hey,
conversations with people I don't know. I love it. I'll be at the flea market, right? And they're looking at something, and I see that maybe just look at something that interests me as well. And my goal always is if they got something in their hand, I'm trying to help the seller. Right then, my goal at that point in time is to help the seller because they're there trying to make a buck. And I say, oh, that's a cool item. That's amazing. How much they want for that? And they'll say, oh, $10. I go, only 10, you know, but we'll start talking. I'll start talking to the seller. I'll start talking to the buyer. And next thing you know, we're all talking about, you know, back in the day, we found one of these back, you know, and that kind of thing. And 9 times out of 10, the sale is made, the buyer's happy, the seller's happy, and I'm happy they got involved in the conversation.
and you just made new contact.
Right. And I
Probably,
hand them a
right?
card. And
You
I
gave
hand
him
them
a
a card.
card.
So,
But the point of it wasn't to give him a card. The point
no,
was
no.
to have a friendly
Right.
conversation with
Yeah.
someone
Sometimes,
because
yeah,
you're
because sometimes the
connecting.
conversation doesn't get to a card. And now sometimes I don't pull out a card,
No,
you know?
and that's it.
So it just,
So sometimes you make it
it
awkward.
would.
Here's my number.
Actually,
Nice to talk to you about those antiques. Here's my
I
number.
actually,
Call
I
me.
actually took my number off my cards today. Now my new cards no longer have my number. They have an email address. They have an email address, but no numbers.
Oh, MK. I love your grandkids
My granddaughter always asks, "And the funny lady is on." Yes.
because they wear funny glasses. And if the grandkids are there, MK lets me know, and I put on sillier glasses for the
That's
grandkids.
amazing. That's amazing. Oh wow, this has been
It's a
fun.
whatnot thing. No one else would understand. You can't do that anywhere else. Only on whatnot can you like switch and wear silly glasses, and you know everyone just rolls with everyone else just rolls with it. That's why I love whatnot. I
Yeah.
can just be myself, right? Like, and you know what?
Or
Or
wigs.
wigs. Where's
Yeah.
mine? It's around here. I have a few now. I have a few, Lisa. Be warned. Wigging out train. Everyone be warned. I now have a few. Now I just got to get my song list together. For each item has to have its own song or something.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
And a wig. But yeah, whatnot is amazing because I think the most successful people on here, whether it's like monetary success or just enjoying themselves success, which I think is success, is that if you're yourself, you will find your people, find your
Yep.
vibe, find your tribe, that you'll find those folks, and they will stick around with you. And you know what? Just hanging out with me is, you don't have to buy from me. I just
That's
love
how I
hanging out
feel.
with you. Like, right? Yes. A reworker's passion always says your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yep.
And you should
Agree.
check out a reworker's passion. She has a great,
What's
great
up, Black Metal?
motivational
How are you,
show.
friend?
Hello, Black Metal. Yes, I know you're a fan, Jen. I love you.
And I think if everybody's not a fan of the Red Rooster, you haven't had a chance to meet her.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay.
No.
I'm so okay with that. You know what? When I was younger, I wouldn't have been able to do whatnot because I would have been so hypercritical of myself and worried that someone's not going to like me. And oh my God. But, you know, the older you get, the less you give a you know what about that. Most people, right?
That's kind of where
I'm over 50 now. Who cares? I'm on the way out. I'm going to have as much fun as I can as I'm heading out the door. Slowly as possible heading out the door, but still gonna have fun all the shuffle along the way.
Believe it or not, growing up, I was the shy, awkward, nerdy kid. I was the guy that you wouldn't catch me speaking in public. You wouldn't catch me talking to people at random. I don't know how I evolved into this. Even beginning with my whatnot career, or what you want to call it, I didn't show my face for the first 3 or 4 shows, and then when I did, I wore a freaking wig. So
no, I spent like a good hour putting on makeup, which did not help hide the fact that I was overweight. But you know, I was so worried about how I looked that I stressed for the first 3 months and failed miserably at whatnot for the first 3 months because I was so worried about being perfect.
Right.
And you know, if you don't like me, swipe away. It's that easy.
You can always go
I
to
know,
a different
Lisa,
show.
you did amazing. Yeah, make ugly faces. Yeah, I mean, it's just fun, right? Like who gives a rat's behind anymore? Like, it's just have fun. If you're having fun, there'll be other people that will have fun with you. They'll join in just to see you having fun, and then maybe they'll shop too. And yeah, if I go on for 2 hours and I don't make a single sale, but I've had a fabulous time, then I'm happy. It's a successful show. But then I'm not doing it full-time business. I might stress a little bit more if I was doing this a full-time business.
Yeah, and that's
so I understand those who do care about that because they have to make the money, honey. If I don't enjoy someone's show, I don't watch them. If I do, you see me come back again and again. You're just coming back to see what glasses I'm wearing, MK. I know it. That's all.
And you know, I get it. I get it, folks. I mean, who is this old guy raging? You know, I'm too loud.
You're too loud.
I'm that kind of
you
stuff.
You can turn down the volume on your phone, folks. If he's too loud. If I'm too loud, turn down the volume. Yeah, you're not old, but you are loud. Old guy raging. Old guy is not raging. You don't rage. Old guy is spreading happiness.
I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but it doesn't matter. I'm going
Nobody
to be me.
can be. Nobody can be everybody's cup of tea. Right? You're like the teacher on the Wonder Years. That's for sure. Yeah. Be your own cup of tea. And those who want to, no, I was about to say those who want to take a sip. That didn't sound right.
You can use that analogy. That'll work.
That's not a good analogy. You know what I mean.
You can always add some sugar if you want it a little bit sweeter.
Pour some sugar on me. Oh dear Lord.
That used to be my go-to song back before I had my YouTube days. I played the music in the background. By the way, speaking guys, if you're a seller and you're playing music in the background, be careful. Be careful. I'm understanding there's more and more folks getting caught out on it, and just be careful. Be careful.
Yeah. It's better to stop doing it now and find some. I mean, I don't like having music in the background for me because I get distracted by it, and so I can't focus. I can't focus on the chat and talking and the stuff. And then the music's on in the background, and then my brain's like, you need to sing along to this song, Kim, and forget about selling or listening to what the people have to say. So I stopped having music at all. I couldn't do it. I kept trying to have music on in the background because everyone's like, oh, it's so much better with music on in the background in my show. And then I tried it and I was like, it doesn't work for me. So I just was like, I'm not doing it anymore. And it's so much better that I just don't worry about that. So every once in a while you hear me sing. So you just have to get used to that. There's no music that
Thank you,
goes well with
Val.
whipped cream on your face. Yeah, okay, so that comment is because every once in a while I do a pie face night where I literally have a machine that I press a button and it smacks whipped cream into my face on Whatnot. So you can always bookmark my pie face night. It's not a talk show. It's a smack me in the face with whipped cream. It's
As
the
for
pie
the
face.
question about allowed to have music, Whatnot's not going to stop you. However, you could get dinged by copyright infringements and stuff. So it's very. I do not recommend it. You can. I have music I play most of the time, but it's royalty-free music.
Yeah,
That
which you
you are
can
never
find on
allowed to.
Spotify, YouTube, YT. I don't like YT music or whatever it's called. It looks like white music, so I don't like YT music. To me it says white music.
Well,
I think I don't want to
YouTube.
listen to white music. White
YouTube.
music's boring.
Yes,
I love
a local
yeah,
artist. Yep, that's a good
that's a
idea.
great idea. And there are a lot that there's tons of royalty free stuff out there. So yeah, Lisa is so much fun. Oh, sorry. Yes, pie face night is fun for me too. Although I wear my glasses, and then it takes me a while to get all the pie face night. You've never seen pie face night? You can watch. There's clips on my profile. Don't watch them now. Watch them later. There's clips on my profile, so you can see different pie face nights that I've done.
So
Yeah.
you've never seen Pie Face Night? Oh my
Oh
gosh!
my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, my brain wants to cover my glasses. Then I wouldn't be able to see and read the chat. My daughter tried to read the chat once, and it didn't work out well because she didn't know who she was talking to, so she was just reading out comments, and I'm like, "Oh hi, so and so," and she's like, "I didn't know who that was." So I need to
I'm gonna
read the
read a
chat.
comment off of YouTube real quick. Agape Love says, Gumby, please tell all Whatnot peeps. There are many of us watching you guys that are unable to buy or type much. I'm living my dream to you all now that I can no longer sell. I love you all and miss you. So
Oh,
basically, again, this gets back to
we love you
the
too.
point where there are people that may not be able to communicate watching our shows.
Yeah,
So you don't
and
know who you're
you know
touching,
what?
right?
You don't have to talk in the chat if you don't feel comfortable. That's fine.
Right.
Just come and watch and have fun with us. Just laugh along. I
Hang
can
out.
kind of hear you. If we all laugh hard enough, I'll be able to hear you. Sometimes when I snort when I laugh, when I have a really silly show, I end up snorting during my laugh, and I think that can be heard around the world a few times.
I've
It's pretty loud.
heard Kim snort. It's a happy sound though. It's a very happy
I
sound.
know, but oh gosh, because once I start snort laughing, it just doesn't stop. See, it's gonna happen soon. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Sometimes Lazari72 says my health has been up and down, so sometimes I watch and sometimes I chat. If you feel better, you chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me in Nebraska. I'm sure you do. It really echoes through there. Nebraska. I'm sure it would. The snort heard around the world. It is. It's pretty.
And I'm all about if you can chat, I am all about an active chat. I really am. I would rather. I love people to come in and just say hello. First off, say hello. If you're brand new to our streams or whatever, come and say, "Hey, I'm brand new here. What's going on?" Or what's going, whatever. Like in this case here, we're having a chat show. What's going on here? A lot of people say it on YouTube. They'll come in. What's happening here? So I try to explain to them we're having a chat show. But in Whatnot, same situation as on YouTube. Come in, say hello, get involved if you can. Again, we understand if you can't. But even if you can only say one thing, come and say, "Hey, I can't talk, but I'm here watching," or something like that. Yes, exactly, Rags the Rufus. Be kind to others
Yeah. Doesn't
always.
cost you anything. Doesn't cost you anything to be kind. And you
Zero.
know what? And if you want to get active in the chat, great. That's always fun. It's always fun because sometimes we have super silly nights, right? Where the chat just goes kind of crazy and we just have fun with it. And other times we might be like really focused on selling, especially if like when we're doing raid trains, right? Like we're like, gotta get her done. So
we got 30 minutes to get this done, right?
And if we don't answer your hello, it doesn't mean that we're not saying it. It's not like we're ignoring you. It's just like, and sometimes the chat goes so fast that I miss stuff. And so I always deeply apologize. I apologize if I've ever missed something you say. It's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just because the chat goes or my brain is hyper focused on what's happening. That I miss
agree
things.
with Kim. Kim's a one-person show. I'm a one-person show. Whatever we do, we're running the computer, we're running the phone, we're taking the pictures, we're taking the items, we're moving to a safe place we can ship them later. We're all doing all that behind the scenes, plus trying to keep up the chat, which we want to desperately. We want to keep up the chat because that's how we interact with everybody. But yeah, you're right. There's times when we're gonna. I mean, when I sell something, the first thing I do, I got a box over to my right, and I put it in. If I have it here, I sell it. Once it's sold, I put it in my box because I don't ship from my building here. I ship from home. So I may walk over there. It takes me 10 seconds. Walk back. I might miss something. So it doesn't mean we're ignoring you. And also, if you go into a show, I'm not gonna say ours because I try my best to say hello to everybody. Now in the chat show, when we got two people talking, it's very difficult. I'm not trying to talk over Kim. Kim's not trying to talk over me. But like 413, hello 413. But there are times I go into shows that nobody says a word to me.
Yeah.
But I don't care. You know why? Because the seller is doing their show.
Yeah.
There are times I go into a show where I get bombarded with hellos from people and or the seller, and that's good too. So there's nothing wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a mixture. But don't be offended if somebody doesn't say hello. Just make sure. Don't be offended. It doesn't mean that you're less of a person today than you were yesterday.
No.
No.
No. Yeah. And much love back to you. Happy days for you. Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Matter of fact,
Thursday,
happy
Friday,
days.
happy
Happy days
days.
for you. Are you not Agape Love on YouTube? Happy days? I think you are. So she just came over from YouTube, I do believe.
Oh. Either way. Hello.
So yeah, I think so. I think so. I see. That's the hard part for me. That's the hard part. I mean, I'm just trying to learn names on Whatnot. Now these people on Whatnot have different names on YouTube, and they're the same person. I don't. Yes, it's weird. Yes, see, she's got 3 names.
Just to keep you on your toes, Gumby.
Oh
That's
my
what it's
gosh,
about.
it's
Keep you on your
crazy.
toes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm the Red Rooster or the Red Rooster shop everywhere. Yeah, like a reworker's passion. So
I'm
if
the
you can,
same everywhere
I'll be
but
the Red
Facebook.
Rooster shop.
I'm the same everywhere but Facebook. If I change Facebook, it changes my marketplace and I lose all my followers and all that kind of stuff. I
Right.
can't. Yeah.
Yes. That's right. Yes. A reworker's passion used to be a reseller's passion because she did all reselling. She's done reselling forever, and then started showing off all her crafting skills too. There you go. The
I got
Gumby man.
spaces, I
The
got dots, and I got
Gumby
underscores.
man. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Just
But in
type in
general, I'm the
Gumby and see
same.
what comes up. At least if your logo is the same, people can find you.
Right. Exactly.
But
Um,
I mean, with
believe it or not,
a red rooster is hard to trademark. So there's a lot of red rooster things out there.
There are tons of red roosters out there.
Which is fine. You know what? That's what my dad named it, so I just kept it going. I always liked it. I liked the name. I liked the Red Rooster. Mom was the fat red hen. She called herself the fat red hen. She added the fat. She was just supposed to be a red hen. She added fat to it. And I was the red chick when I was little. I was the red chick. So it was the rooster, the hen, and the chick.
That's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah. So I just kept it. And there's just rooster things everywhere.
Right.
Especially on Whatnot. I had to cool my jets on Whatnot because I was buying too many rooster things. So then I was like, I'll only buy stuff that's a red rooster. And I swear to God, y'all started buying red rooster stuff just to like get me to buy it.
Did we do that? Did we?
I felt like it. I'm sure it wasn't. It wasn't. It's not all about me. But oh my gosh. Every time I turned around, it's like, I just literally would go into a show and I'd like look in the store and I'd go, oh God, there's a rooster here. Damn it. Damn it. I got a bid now. So then I had to stop. I totally had to stop.
Anytime at any show that somebody is selling a Gumby, guess who gets tagged? That's me. All right, so I'm
Aw,
Paula K. Paula K on YouTube.
there you go. Yay. 413 Shooting for the Stars is
Oh,
Paula K on YouTube. There you go.
wow.
Awesome. Another Gumby fan.
Oh. So Paula K, that was you saying hello earlier. I was wondering, she's hello Gumby man. I didn't recognize the name Paula K. So there you go. See, yeah, got a new one.
There you
But
go.
thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I think anybody that gets a compliment, I don't take that for granted, folks. I don't. I truly, honestly, it it it
You're
touches
so
my heart because I realize that what I'm doing is touching other people. And when that happens, it just makes me all gushy, So I
Aw,
love it. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It
Gumby's
gets
getting
back to your
gushy.
theory. It's nice to be loved, right? It's nice to be loved, and I don't want to take that for granted.
You appreciate when you're being appreciated.
Yeah,
I think we all do. It's a human thing. And and spreading positivity is so I think it's so much easier than
it's
trying to spread hate.
easy. It's easy.
It's easy. Just do it. Just start in the simplest way. Just say wave to someone on the street. Say hello as you're walking by. Um, it's just simple. Like I really like that hat you're wearing. Whatever. Just be
Yeah.
nice to each other. Yeah, you just have to smile. I mean,
Oh,
sometimes
right.
there are some cities. I when I traveled for work a long time ago. It feels like 1822, but I traveled a lot for work when I worked for a nonprofit, and I went to all over Canada. And there are some cities in Canada where if you like smile at someone as you're walking down the street and you smile at them as they're going past you on the sidewalk, they look at you like, you must be weird. Like there's something wrong with you. And I have to say, it's not Toronto. It's not Toronto. Edmonton was where I got the dirtiest looks whenever I smiled at someone. Edmonton of all places. Just saying, I don't understand it, Sandra. I don't understand it. But
Well, Buddy says smiling is my favorite.
smiling is my favorite. It's my favorite thing too. Love Santa. I know him.
I know him.
I know him. You don't smell like
But
Santa.
but back in the day, everybody used to smile.
Yeah.
Smile,
Why
everybody.
did we stop
You
doing
smile
it?
back. You didn't have to say how you doing. You
Yeah.
smile back, and everybody knew exactly what was going on.
And I make it a point to like try and like catch someone's eye contact, especially if I feel like that person's not going to expect me walking by to like give them like like I will
Right,
purposely
right.
like eye contact and be like, hello, hope you're having a good day. I like am a little crazy, but like I haven't been murdered yet, so I think I'm okay. I am in Canada, so less likely to pull out a gun on me. When I came to Texas, someone said, "Hi, morning." They even asked if I need help carrying out my groceries. And I said, "Why?" Sassy
Why?
Vintage Chick,
Why?
by the way, is from New Jersey. So I guess that means that New Jerseyans? Jerseyans?
Yeah,
People,
that's people from
Jer-
Jersey.
people from Jersey. That doesn't sound right. People from Jersey. Philly,
Philly.
we don't talk to people.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yes. Yes, you should always wave when someone lets you merge, and then you wave back. If you're the one who lets them merge in, you wave back.
That's a thank you wave. Thank you.
Yeah, you have to wave.
I do it twice. I do it when first, and then after I get in line, I do it again to hopefully they see it. I want to make sure they see it.
Day. Oh, happy day.
You wave here from Canada, and we casually walk by someone and say, "Go birds!" Oh, as in the Eagles, right?
And
Saskatchewan, people freak me out because they always wave when they go past.
Yes, people in Saskatchewan are probably Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Maritimes, anywhere in the Maritimes, which is Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, and Newfoundland. Don't you know?
Peter.
And Labrador, they are the friendliest people ever. I mean, I got like taken to family suppers whenever I traveled in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and out in the Maritimes. Really, and not to say that the other places aren't friendly too, but hands down, Saskatchewan is super duper friendly. And the Jello in their hospital restaurants is to die for. Just saying. I went to a lot of hospitals to do presentations, so I ate a lot of. I would go for the Jello.
Going for the Jello.
Because in hospitals they always have Jello, right? Because it's like, there's some
that's the hospital staple,
liquid.
right? That's a staple.
It's a hospital staple, and so they tend to know how to make Jello, and it's not so great anywhere. It's hard to get Jello anywhere else, especially if you're not a kid. So I would go
forever. You know, now I'm thinking I need to go make Jello.
There's always room for Jello. Jello. I loved Jello when I was a kid, and my mom would make the weirdest Jello things. The 1980s Jello salads that would jiggle, that would be full of something. Oh, you just had your gallbladder removed? Oh, Leslie. Well, I'm sending you lots of healing thoughts.
I hate that they're having the North Carolina or Carolina, whatever, they're having some sort of whatnot meeting during the time I'm going to be in Springfield. It's going to be that's 2 hours away from me, and I'm going to be 10 hours away from home.
But you'll do it next time. Yeah. They'll do it again. They'll love each other so much they'll want to do it again. The Jello molds with the cream and the fruit. I have my mother's Jello molds. I just haven't made anything. Oh, you won't be able to attend. So you're not going to miss out on meeting Reworkers Passion. So there you go.
Leslie, I know I forget. I probably asked you 3 times. You're like in the Rock Hill area, right? If I'm thinking correctly. If I'm thinking correctly.
No, anyways, North Carolina.
North Carolina. I was just trying to figure out what area.
North of the border.
Yeah, it's north of the border of South Carolina.
North of the border of South Carolina. Sorry, I always talk about
Durham. Oh, north. Durham. Okay, Durham is, how far is Durham away from me? I'm doing some stalking here real quick. Durham, North Carolina.
Hey, Google.
There's Google Maps right here.
Okay, Google. How far away?
Durham, North Carolina is... Ooh.
That sounds fancy. That sounds really fancy, Leslie. High Point.
Yeah, High Point.
That's very posh.
I'm familiar with High Point. Hey, Philly Gal, it is a 4-hour and 8-minute drive. I'll be there at...
Sorry, Peter.
I'm kidding. It's a 4-hour
drive. Thank you for calling the Gumby Show. Please hold. Someone will be with you shortly. Gumby is just checking how far away he is from people.
I know. What did we ever do without Google, right? What did we
had like maps. We knew how to read maps.
I knew how to fold them, too.
Please teach your children how to read maps, because one day their GPS will fizzle out on them somewhere.
I like that idea, Leslie. I like that idea.
Full restoration to you reworkers, yes.
Or
Reworkers Passion, I hope that you get well soon. Yes. My father died from gallstones that caused his pancreas to shut down because so I'm glad it was taken care of. So every time I hear about gallbladder, I think I think scary. I think scary automatically. Thank God. Thank goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because
Good.
I like having
Good,
you
glad.
around, Leslie.
Yeah. You're the
And
type of person we need to have, and more people like you in this world.
we need more
So,
good people. Oh, yours is cancerous. Oh my goodness, Lisa. Yeah. Dad had a suspicion, but his doctor just said it was his diverticulitis acting up. Which is a whole other topic.
and yeah, that's the whole
Treat your
thing. I talk
colon
about
well.
my father passed from cancer, and he with the doctor he went to. I personally think they knew about it, but didn't do nothing about it, say nothing about it, or whatever. But again, that's another story for another day. My dad, I lost Dad almost 30 years ago, and best person to ever walk this earth. Um, Best person to ever walk this earth. So, yep. But you're right. You're right. Big Dog on YouTube says we are going to die from something, whether it's old age or something. We all have our time. So, with that in mind, guys, if you know that there's an end game, right? There's an end game. It doesn't matter. It might be tomorrow for me.
Won't be
It
able
might
to
be
beat it.
20 years from now.
Yep.
Live your life like it's going to be a week from now. Right?
Live your life so that every day you feel that you've contributed something to someone, even if it's just one person, even if it's for yourself that day, even if it's just for yourself.
And there's nothing wrong with living for yourself. That's correct. There's nothing wrong with that.
But not exclusively. You shouldn't ever be exclusive on that one, because it's not healthy for you to just, it's not healthy to only think about yourself. It's not within human nature to only think about ourselves. We are, the only way that human beings have survived for so long is because we nurtured each other. So we need to embrace that more, because that's how we beat out all the other species to get where we are.
Right.
Is because we nurtured each other. And that's all of us nurturing each other, not just, putting that off to one gender. That's all of us being nurturing. It's all our responsibility. And it's not just within your family, it's everyone. If we make a better, happier community, if we're nicer to each other, I think a lot of the problems that we have in this world would start to fade a bit. If we just kind of put aside some of those old differences and just looked at
where we are. How do we get everybody on board, though?
I don't know. I think it just takes one person at a time, right? Like having these conversations and making someone realize, like, hey, maybe I should write a little, hope you have a great day note, right? One little tiny step. It's like that saying of like the the flap of the wings of the butterfly on one side of the world creates a tsunami on the other side. A small little thing can create those ripple effects that will spread love, spread joy, spread happiness, spread appreciation for each other. And that kind of stuff is a virus that we should be spreading.
Right.
Yes, the butterfly effect. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything other than your breath to say, "Hi, great day, isn't it?" You can even just say, "Nice day to be a duck" when it's raining, right? Hey, nice day to be a duck, eh? I say that all the time. Nice day to be a duck. In Canada, we always talk to each other about the weather because we've got enough of it to go around. There's always something to talk about. So, Canadians are excellent at talking about the weather. So as my husband's family in England, they're also excellent at talking about the weather because they've got a lot of it, mostly rain. Green and pleasant land when it's not raining. So it's just, it sounds so silly and preachy, but it's just so simple. And if we just do more of it, we're not going to change. We can't change the entire world, but we can change what we do in our little sphere.
Change the people around us.
Yeah. And they help. And It gross. Like that, the shampoo commercial.
I was thinking the
like
same
with
thing.
the,
And they told
and,
two people,
and she
and
told
so
two
on,
friends, and they told two friends, and she
and
told two
so
friends, and
on.
now they're all using.
what
I'm
was
gonna
that
wash that
commercial?
man right out of my hair.
What was that
I can't
commercial?
remember what
Was it
I can't
Suave?
remember
Was
what
it
brand
Suave?
it was for.
I
Yeah,
think
I think it was
Suave.
Suave. Was it Suave?
I think so.
Where they had like the Brady Bunch thing, and it would
Yeah,
just keep
next thing you know,
all
it
the
had
boxes,
64
and
people on
all the
there.
people
Yeah.
would tell each other about the cheap butt shampoo that wasn't actually that
And
great, but
and and Big
it was a good
Dog on
commercial.
YouTube just said a great philosophy can sound preachy, but
Yeah,
what you gonna do? That's right. It can sound
yeah,
preachy, but you
it's
know
true.
what? What you gonna do? That's
Preacher's gonna
correct, Big Dog.
preach.
I mean, you just gotta. We can't say it enough. We can go on all night saying be nice to each other, love everybody, be kind to each other.
I
But
think
in
we're
the end,
preaching to the choir right now. I
right,
think the people who are on
right.
here right now agree with
So
us. We're
so
preaching
let's
to the
kind of
choir.
switch
So the
gears.
choir needs to sing it out.
Right.
Y'all sing it out loud and proud. Tell other people. Keep
Switching
telling people.
gears. Switching gears. What do we do to the people, or how do we react to the people that don't want to adapt to our philosophy and say what we're doing and come back at us and say what we're doing is wrong? How do we react to that? Do we just kind of push them aside? Well, you be you and go on, right? That's the way to do it.
Well,
Because
you can say we can agree to disagree.
that don't
That's
work
the
all the time,
simplest approach.
you know.
But there are people who are going to be, again, it's not about you when they say that kind of stuff. People who say stuff like that are hurting somewhere. Doesn't mean that they're right. Doesn't mean that they're right, and it doesn't mean that any of their negative behavior that they do against other people is right. But I like to sort of see that, you know what, they either don't understand, and sometimes they just don't want to. They just don't want to understand because they're afraid. They're afraid of change. Human beings naturally are afraid of change. It's ingrained in us psychologically to be fearful of
I agree with
change,
that. Yeah, I agree with that.
right? So when you, especially when when you say, just be kind. Well, no, because I've been running on a negative philosophy as a protective measure all my life. I don't want to change, because what happens if I'm nice to somebody and they're mean back to me? Well, that might
Yeah,
happen.
we
So
move
you
on.
just go,
Move on. Right.
have a nice day. I mean, I've had people say like rude things back to me when I've said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" F off.
Up
Oh,
yours. Right.
yeah,
What?
okay.
Wait, what?
It was nice to meet you too. Like I laugh at them now. I used to be like, oh, God, I would be filled with anxiety and dread, and I would think about it and what had I done wrong, and why did I open my mouth? And now I'm just like, whatever. I think age helps. Age helps a lot. You'd stop caring at a certain point
Yep. Agreed.
about people being negative around you. You start caring more about other people. The older you get, I think the more
It will
compassionate you
change.
are. That's why, the majority of, that whole like idea of, old grandma and grandpa, they're always so nice, the nice little old lady and the nice little old man. Yeah, you got some grumpy old men too, and grumpy old women. But in general, I think the older we get, the more compassion we have for others. So we've experienced more. We understand more. We can see other people's point of view because we've lived through things that we don't see when we're in our teens and 20s and 30s, right? The
Right.
things that I
Agreed.
thought back then, based on prejudices that I was taught, are things that I am like absolutely mortified that ever came out of my mouth. Like
Or I even
absolutely
thought, or I
mortified.
thought that way. Right. I thought that way.
How could I have like how could I have not got it? Like, good Lord, like I used to I used to go on this whole thing about oh, like I thought I knew everything about the Civil War because I'd read so much when I was like, I knew I knew it all. And then I got other points of view, and I went, oh, I don't know anything. I have no clue. I've read some old soldiers' diaries, and I've gone to some battlefields, and I've toured some places. But you don't until you had that time, and it takes time to learn about all these things. There's so much to learn about this world. I mean, what's going on the other side of the world right now? Like I am baffled by it, but it's so complicated because it's such a long history that it's like I can't even grasp it. All I know is I don't want anyone to die. So I'm just that's where I'm now at the point where it's like sometimes I don't need to know everything about something to know that I just don't want people to die, or I don't want people to be hurt, or I don't want children to go without, right? Like that's now my thing is like I don't care what the past is about. I just know that what I want the future to be and what I think I think people should be treated. Period. I don't know how to solve that. I have no solutions whatsoever other than I just think that I think this is what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not going to solve it here on Whatnot, that's for sure.
No, we're not.
We can do a tiny little bit to spread it just a little bit.
And if anything that we did today on Whatnot and on YouTube touches either one of any of y'all, reach out to us, message us, let us know, because guys, what we do in here, we're not making any money right here, guys. We're not selling nothing. We're having a good time. We're getting to know each other, and hopefully you'll understand that you've reached two people right here with my friend Kim, the Red Rooster, and myself, the Gummy Man, that truly want to see good things happen to people. We don't want bad things to happen. We want to make sure that good things happen to good people. So reach out to us, let us know, and I think Kim will be the same thing. If you have an issue, if you need someone to talk to, you have nobody to turn to, you can message me. I promise you can message me.
Same.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. Same. Message me. I have people that message me on Insta and whatnot just because they need someone to chat with. And sometimes I give advice, and sometimes I just listen.
Yeah, we don't claim to be psychiatrists or have all the answers. We don't have all the answers.
I have very little answer.
I got these right here, right? I can hear. I can listen.
Got ears and a heart.
Yeah, I can listen. I say, I feel you. I love you. I don't know the answer. Let me do some digging. I'll get back with you. Yeah. Right. Community. That's what it's about, friends.
Yeah.
And I mean that from the
that's what makes the difference with Whatnot, right? Like you're not going to see this on Poshmark. You're not going to see a live on Poshmark. You're not going to see this on eBay Live or Amazon, on any of the. You're not going to see this. Whatnot is totally different, and it's why I love it so much. It's because it's about the community. It's a social platform.
Right.
That sells. We're social, and the people who are successful on here are the ones that are social with each other, and that's why I'm here. I was curious. Someone mentioned it on Instagram, and I popped on, and I was like, "What? This is totally different from anything else I'd seen." And I was like, that's it. I'm just gonna start touring around. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I think I need to sell on here, even if it's like just for the fun of it. And maybe, I'll get rich off it someday, and maybe I won't. But I'm having a blast in the meantime, and I'm meeting amazing people,
so many cool
including
people.
The Gumby Man and Afternoon Antique
Co. Yes.
Right?
Amazing people.
There are so many there's so many people on here right now. Yes, it is. You're right. A reworker's passion. It is so rich in spirit here. There are some disingenuine people because that's the world.
Well, because we're
But
a crosshair of the community, right? We're a crosshair of the community, so we're gonna get
there's
all
there's
people.
there's all sorts of people, and you'll
Right.
have shows where all it is F-bombs, and you'll have shows where it's all love and light and everything in between. But you'll find the thing is that whatever you like, you're gonna find on Whatnot, because there's so many different amazing sellers. But there is this really good community, and it's a wide circle. And the longer I'm on Whatnot, the more amazing people I meet and come in
I know,
contact with.
right?
And it's just like, I just feel like it's just this bigger and bigger circle of people that I feel like they're my friends. I've never met them in person, most of them. I've only met a couple of people yet. I'm not gonna, but I'm not gonna meet everybody. I mean,
No.
I've met people in the UK, and I'm probably not gonna meet them. And France, I'm probably not gonna end up seeing Darren in Thriftworks in France.
No.
But I feel like, you get to know each other, and yeah, there's a lot of unconditional love on here, because we're just being ourselves.
Yep.
And take it or leave it. You drive your boyfriend crazy talking about Whatnot. My husband would be like, oh God, what's going on and Whatnot now? And I'll be like, it's not drama. We're just talking about each other. Like, there's no drama. We're just having fun. Like, guess what happened on this show? It was so much fun. This happened and this happened. And he'll be like, okay.
I'm going to drop my link. I'm going to drop my link into the YouTube chat right now, because I have someone asked me about it. So let me do that real quick. Take me a second. Let me copy.
Please hold. Someone will be with you shortly. Thank you for calling the Gumby
Oh yeah,
Man.
we are sellers, guys. On there we
All
go. I
of
just
our
dropped my link
associates
into the chat.
currently.
There you go. You click on that, it'll take you to Whatnot. It'll take you to my profile. Of course, now it also gives you free money to spend. I think is it $15 now? I think. When I first signed up, I think it was $5. I'm not sure what it is, but it'll tell you what it is.
It's different for different sellers.
Yeah. So yeah. So I don't know if I can pin it to the top or not.
South Carolina girl. Look, South Carolina girl. There you are.
Yes, she is
look
in.
Look at the little.
She's in
South
Rocky
Carolina.
Hill, I think. Columbia, I think.
And South Carolina girl says that's what makes Whatnot fun. I can't speak, because you get to personally talk to sellers. Yeah. And I like it, the fact that you can say, can you show me the bottom of that? Like, can you turn it?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't do that on like a listing on the bay.
Yeah,
right?
Can't
like,
on the bay. You
like
can't
where's the bottom? Right. Show me the bottom. Yeah. How am I supposed to know if it's Blue Mountain or not until you show me the bottom? I need to see the bottom. Right? Like, show me the money. I love that you can just say, like, can you flip that around for me? Can you turn it? And people can ask you questions about the item you're holding that they can't ask in a lot of other platforms. So it's good for both buyer and seller.
Right. Hey, Antique Rose. Jed, I'll have to work on doing it. I'm fairly new to the YouTube community, so I gotta figure out how to pin comments and all that kind of cool stuff. I'll figure it out though, friend. Thank you for that.
One day he'll be here.
I'll figure it out one day, and then I'll be done.
Yes, you can just chit chat with each other. Exactly.
Which is what we're doing here.
Those are my favorite shows. Those are my favorite shows where we just chatter and then I sell something or two.
Tell us about your upcoming shows. What do you have coming up? Or just, hey, y'all just go do a profile and bookmark them all, right? That's all we say.
Okay, so I have Mondays, I have a seller chat. Monday evenings, I have a seller chat. I usually have a few things that to discuss. I answer questions. Sometimes I do a demonstration if I'm trying to show off a new feature, or somebody's asked for a feature, I'll try and show it or direct them to the right spot on help.whatnot.com. And sometimes we just descend into silliness too. It all depends. Never know which way the rails are going to turn.
Nope.
We could go right off the track and somewhere else entirely, but we have fun. So that's Monday nights. And then, it's just kind of, I try on Thursdays to do a live from the Antique Mall when I can. But my schedule's changing with Mom, so I honestly can't remember.
The Thursday, normally during the day though, right?
Yeah, it's usually around just before lunchtime.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time, I should say. Because I know. Center of the universe is the Eastern Seaboard. I know there's other people in the world. Yes. So Eastern Standard Time, usually around 11:30 or so Eastern AM.
Gotcha.
Is when I do the live shopping, which is fun because it's literally 4 minutes from my house, and I have a booth up top, so I usually kind of walk around that, and I walk around the place, and we go shopping, and sometimes people buy stuff, and sometimes we just have fun looking at everything, and yeah, and then I do shows from time to time, and pie in the face shows and that kind of thing, fun things. Yes, I'm in Ontario, Canada.
Yes.
Above, if you draw a line from Rochester, New York, if you draw it straight up, you'll almost hit my house. Sort of.
Yeah, she's
a little bit over.
She's a good friend of ours that I met her about a year ago, a
Yeah,
little over a year ago, and she's the Red Rooster is an amazing person, South Carolina girl. I love her dearly. She's helped me grow as a person and as a seller. She's just an amazing person, and
I'm frozen again. Oh, there. Okay, not frozen. I froze for a second.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, she's a great person, and I love her dearly. I would not be the same person I am today without Kim in my life, and that's a fact.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
You are you because you're amazing.
But no, I'm seriously. Kim is a great person. She's somebody you want to be around. She's somebody you want in your life. She's somebody that always has a level head on her shoulder that makes sense when she talks.
I'll tell you I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah,
I don't know punches.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how it is.
She's not afraid to let you know what's happening. You know, if things happen to you and you talk to her off camera and you say, "What about this here?" She'll say, if she thinks no, you know what she says? She says
you
no.
know it. You definitely know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
So
yeah.
And she's also.
Oh, thank you. Happy days.
Thank you, my friend, Lyric. I appreciate that. And she's an amazing rapper too. Yes, she is.
I am not an amazing rapper. That's a joke from Sassy's.
But
Sassy's an excellent rapper. I am the opposite of the hip hop, the hippity to the hip hop, and you don't stop. Bang bang boogie, up jump the boogie. Something I don't know. Right? That's as far as I go. That's the worst rap ever. Me doing it, not the rap itself. I know. I can't rap for the poop. I'm not a rapper. I was trying to be a TikTok star and it didn't work. I don't know. I found you that way. I found you on TikTok. Kimmy Whatnot House. Yes. I am excellent in Whatnot House. That's the first thing.
Go. If you want to know what she's talking about, go back and watch her past shows from the Wigging Out train.
The clip. I clipped some of it.
Yeah.
I think I clipped twice by accident. So you get 2 times the Kimmy Whatnot House. But, I sing. Be warned, I'm singing.
But lots of fun.
And wearing a wig. No glasses. See, I think you're older than me, so I didn't. I was Prince and Cyndi Lauper and Madonna, but mostly Prince and Cyndi Lauper, to be honest.
Prince, I'm telling you, Prince is probably. I'm not one of the people to get really deep into an artist and know all their songs and all that kind of stuff. But to me, Prince was probably one of the most amazing artists of my time.
You're only that old. I loved Prince. I played his tape. I had a cassette tape.
Too.
And I played it so often that it got all thin and I had to join it back up, and so the song kind of skipped a little, and then it would get thin again, and then I'd have to tape it together. And I knew all the songs. Cyndi Lauper. One of my best friends in high school was in love with Depeche Mode and Duran Duran, so we went to the Depeche Mode concert. So I saw Depeche Mode in concert. I'm that old. at Maple Leaf Gardens, which is now like a grocery store, really big grocery store. Yeah, I'm old. I saw Huey Lewis in the News in concert.
Oh yeah, Huey
but
Lewis
everyone was sitting down and clapping. I love Huey Lewis in the News. We were the only ones standing up dancing.
Purple
Everyone else was
rain,
sitting down and politely clapping.
Purple rain. I love that song. Love that song.
I like, I would die for you.
Yes. And the Raspberry Beret. The kind you find at a secondhand store.
Yes. See, that's how we got our thrifting bug. It's Prince's fault.
Yes, it's all.
He was thrift shopping before Macklemore.
All right, I got.
You've seen a wide variety of country concerts.
I got people on YouTube wanting to know how old I am. Oh, hey, what's this? All right, Big Dog on YouTube says she's married, right? I'm assuming he's talking about you. No.
Well, not about you, but he's married too.
Yeah, her go. Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. We're both married. Then they say I'm 79 years old. Just kidding. He looks about 45.
I did say 1881.
You what?
I did say 1881. So you were alive back then.
Oh, I love my YouTube people. I do. I wish there's some way we can integrate the chats. I wish.
One day. One day they'll do it.
One day maybe.
They're side by side.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now.
Just
all right.
Somehow. I don't know. Your grandparents were born in 1890.
Oh, wow.
Mine were born in the 1902 was the oldest. 1902 he was born.
My grandparents were probably born. I must have froze for a second. I had a phone call coming in. People don't realize. Come, I'm on Whatnot. Don't call me on Whatnot.
Jeez, don't call. Check first, then call.
And it's my oldest son.
Dad, I had to check first.
It's my oldest son. He's got his habit. He'll call me right back. Does Whatnot? All right, the question: does Whatnot have a split screen? Yes, Whatnot has a split screen when I co-host with people. Normally, if I'm doing my own shows, it's just me. But I can co-host with somebody, and that's what the split screen is.
Lisa, okay. They'll text, "Are you online?" Like, well, you can't answer when you're online.
Yeah, I can't.
Kids these days.
I know, right? What are they thinking? I'm on the internet. I'm on
the interwebs.
World Wide Web, folks.
I'm on the www.something.com. What?
Well, so, all right. Well, Kim, it has been an amazing pleasure.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Hanging out with you. I love you. I adore you deeply. I think you know that.
I love you too.
And I hope everybody.
Hey,
how do I do that again? How do I like this? I'm bad with this. Did I get it? Pinky's down, right? Pinky's down. Is that it? Something like that. Pew 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 pew. Hey Bartix, how are you, my friend?
Me too.
Yes, it looks good. But yeah, Leslie, we'll
have to get together, you, Sassy. You're awesome too.
I thank you all, guys. I love each and every one of y'all.
Kick me off.
No, I don't know. We can raid somebody. You can stay with me. We can raid. We can do that. You know that?
We can raid together?
Yes.
Who are we raiding?
I don't know. Who we gonna raid? Kylie, are you here? What is my name?
Gumby's real name is Ken.
Ken.
So Kim and Ken. There you go.
So guys
There's
on YouTube,
Kim, Ken, and Kylie.
As soon as I raid guys on YouTube, my YouTube will end. So y'all are fixing to end as soon as I raid. But thank you for coming on YouTube and hanging out with me the whole night. There's some of y'all that stayed the whole night. I appreciate that. So
thank you, YouTubers.
Who?
I just said thank you, YouTubers.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
That's a verb. That's a noun.
Shameless plug. Every Tuesday night on YouTube, and it's strictly on YouTube, not on Whatnot. On YouTube. Hey, boy, mom. Yeah, no worries, Kylie. On YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube on the Gumby Man's channel, I do trivia. It's just a lot of fun. We hang
It's
out for an hour
fun.
and a half or so. We do trivia on a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I greatly appreciate y'all. Okay, yes, got some with 2 people. Hang on. Let's see what Kylie's
Just
found.
wait for Kylie to
Let's
come
wait for
back.
Kylie
She's
found. Yeah,
she
because she
probably
may
went out
go in and
for a
she may have found
second.
somebody that we have.
That's a good suggestion. Love you,
Yes,
Leslie.
yes, we love each and every one of y'all. Thank you, big
Stick
dog.
around for
Yep,
the
my
rave.
name's
We're gonna
Gumby.
bless someone.
Oh yeah. We'll go do that.
Julie.
We'll see her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
But I wanna Aladdin 1986. I gotta write that down. Aladdin 1986. Aladdin 1986. I gotta remember that so I can next time. No. No, you said Jolie Flips.
Yeah, we're gonna Jolie. We'll see Jolie.
No, I wanna follow Aladdin 1986.
Hey,
I
thank you,
will
Jen.
follow
Please sub.
them.
I do appreciate it. And guys, y'all on YouTube, y'all on whatnot, please sub my YouTube channel, The Gummy Man. So let's go see Jolie. Guys, thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me. Remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Let's see if we can find her. There she is. She got 8 in her show. Let's go say hello. We're rating
There's a
now.
cat sale.
Yes, vintage
Selling
cats.